I know my sacred rights when I write. Who am I to judge? I'm in my pen tonight. I got booked in the pages with blue bars in. I started doing the sentence and finished at the margin. My mind tried to escape, but I'm the correctional garden. Max in the mental state, full of gems while I'm jogging. Using words and terms till I serve my turn. On my brain cells form into a bell's bond. Recording while I'm self-rewarding. Like I spit 3 autumns. When I release a masterpiece, just talking. That's how I get when I'm zoning. Just flowing. I make the listener a prisoner of the moment. And dialogue, dialogue, and dialogue, dialogue, and dialogue, dialogue, and dialogue, dialogue. To create new knowledge, the old face was abolished, reshaped and polished. Graduate from college, move to different states. The same people that hate make the dollar. Leonardo da Vinci envy. Cathedral cardinals were busy throughout the cities of Italy. The evil part of the history and mystery replaced the people dark as the pygmy. Eventually, Michelangelo and Bible radicals handed gold by the Pope from that century to cover art immensely, intentionally. To dark ages from archaic, from rock paintings who started language, charts and data, tribal marks invaders. Before titles and parts of Asia, the heart was nature. Africa was far ancient. Older periods, stars Sirius over pyramids, walls with cobra images. Rituals were open the mouths of mummies. Or biblical, how to rip a crowd for money. Identical, beneath the clouds of countries. Subliminal, one wears the crown is chubby. While we hungry, they ugly and frowned upon me. Look down on us, but count on us, and our growling tummies. Arrest the devil, read him his rights, Edomites. In the courts of the cross, the Lord's jury seated Christ. And the 2 witnesses since Genesis. Bringing the devil as God prisoner. The job for the minister, persecute him. Then drag him to the chair to execute him. He tries to bribe you, stone him with Bibles. Give thanks to the Lord for he is good. A million saints with their swords to the devil's hood. Metal hooves, stand in heaven where I never stood. Only in hell, music and spells. Magic only several could. Before religions, oral traditions. Total transitions, Dogons, Egyptians. Both arms are risen, the boat gone and drifted. There's roll on depiction, there's more on subscriptions. Snowstorms on Christians. Black magic and sorcery. Mathematics, bad habits, horrors that I see. And dialogue, dialogue. Giving honor and all glory, thankful and painful during long sufferings, calm with storms hovering, protected by my guardian angels. The lower and the upper wings are covering, for soul restructuring. I'm like Job recovering, loosen all the knots and the cluttering till I'm filled with coloring. My life's a book with crayons or spray on. Our legs and arms are bronze from the Amazon, lost tribes in Babylon. North skies we sung a song, sweet chariots, then we carried on. We came from the nebula as settlers. We came here to plant grain, then explain the weather. The 10 spirits of the Sephiroths, their attributes and appearance. 10, this is the beginning. The hot ones like the chakra transcendent. Our demeanors in Vina, in its likeness in its image. The nexus died like my eye. The astronaut on the ziggurat. Comet rocks past the equinox. Cast it on my headdress. The space cadet, that's the message. Then Gavura, like Suma. Then Teferi, then the tea beverage. Connect with comedics, genetics, and deep merits. Next up is next suck. After is hold in your soul. The Malkut's Tau book. Weed is Nubian, brown kush. Take away the image you saw. Now look. Jacob vengeance on Esau, his crown took. Before the Platos and the Aristotles. In days of old, those were pharaoh novels. And dialogue, and dialogue, dialogue, and dialogue, 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 and dialogue, dialogue. Come with actions from a praxis. Every tree is going dialogue. Become paper for my reasoning and dialogue. Rhythmic, big applause to the lion god. Round of 6 mountains, break the sounds can make the giants nod. Mayan god, Zodiac clocks made of compliant cogs. Move up various medicines from a second crop. Hallucination equations lost in vagina bar. They all bow when I walk into the highest lodge. Climbed out the pupil in the all-seeing iris rods. Vivid third eye massage. Flying pigs high up the hog. While they hoarding, I'm bored of the next astral plane. The wheel turns, but I never seen its axis change. The same script, just the actors in the Apple frame. Bobby giving different roles, written just to act the same. And clearly
it's a shame. Planets rotating as the math explains. Shed my skin, left a million bodies on the path I came. Killed my former selves and got away, but look what that became. Master brain, sky releases science when I ask for rain. Master brain, if you don't have a name, you don't have an aim. In and out this world so many times, still I haven't came. I can see the next me, seen through galactic frames. 7 keys, 5 degrees, demons on our path get slain. Royal priesthood, our reputation got them scared to death. Devils caught wind of us approaching, they give up their breath. Treasure keep a century, either season with time spice. I ate a clock and defecated minutes from my hindsight. I took the 7 vows and went from infinite to finite. He's in the days, but he only entered it to finite. Looking at my chest, now she got interest in the finite. Talisman, tortoise man, the ignorant divine height. Body, all the Gnostics knew their wisdom's in divine right. Profound magic of a master at the round tablet. Heaven's real meal, not immortal from the ground addict. Holy evidence, open portals in my crown addict. Special spectators took the spirit world and brown back. And why knows like why know is ignorance bliss. But it's all mirage, vanished with one flick of my wrist. Took a picture of my watch like it didn't exist. Photo of my photons from the mystic abyss. Serpents with a hawk face, circus in my thoughts race. Knew my Pegasus would be the quickest at the horse race. Spearhead the mirror fed me visions of the Lord's face. Arab in the abracadabra, abracadabra. Zigzag, Zodiac, Killah, the next massacre.
Tell us we woke, and at the same time sell us the dope that leads to heart failures and strokes. Where do we start? Do we believe what the elders wrote, or the ones who watch through a telescope? The Illuminati cyclops, beast mark on every coast. The head of a cult, the devil goat that sits in a drum circle like a hippie, dressed like a gypsy. My best of rocket the nebula quotes is like Tesla notes. Now they got surveillance on Diddy. I'm a cross between Umar Johnson and Billy Carson. I told my grandmother that we are from where the stars from. I'm like Rod Hayes, but I'm Todd Wave with a blonde fade. Some days it'll be an orange braid, half shade. That's just his character. I made hair like lemonade. Both his parents come from Africa. Y'all know the prototype, it's the walking life. See, the sun is the source of light. It made my quartz bright as New York at night. They say when Walter Wright, he could steer Hathor to the boat of the moon. Into the cliff, sent to the glyphs to open the tombs. They say Killah flows is like pillar porticos that fulfill the scrolls made of silver and gold. The bars I laid is like sculpted on the architrave. I wrote it like an art display of gods and goddesses with darker shades. I wrote it in the chamber, glowing like the child that was golden in the manger. Only 3 kings knew he was growing to be the savior. Okay, back to rap more about Hathor, the cow-headed near the Nile desert. Under the white clouds, the native dancing in the powwow. He wore the head crown of owl feathers. As the clan went from loud records, and Priest and Jizza wrote their signature down on Geffen. And hip-hop's are where I found the presence. The shepherds are coming down from Mount Everest, surrounded by peasants. With unclean skin disease, they called them leopard. I pointed a finger up and moved it around till I found the nebula. I told them I walked through Babylon, Persia, and Mecca. I talked to bees out their nectar, kings out their treasure. I've been counting ever since I've been walking. I started from forever. I've been writing on steelies inside of caverns where it's misty. Dealt tarot cards to the hands of time. Closed my eyes while the mouth of a cave kissed me. I gave the walls history. Y'all enslaved us all misery. That's why I shaved it off and came back bald, a mystery. I wrote it all on big slabs of lapis, lazuli, channel vibes to the candle fire. 12 candlesticks, 6 on amethyst. I write my scrolls on a clove of a rose. You see them when they unfold, the untold secret me and the queen bee hold. So when they make the pollen bin, I can communicate with the insect world like King Solomon. I mean solar gems, most roll to him.
Then I went rogue on them, those who stole my pen. Then I went ice cold as wind. Geminis we roll as twins. When we take the mic, we're the walking life.
The D's rated houses looking for your favorite out of Brooklyn. Africa praises to the bushmen, to the natives in the woodlands, the raisins in the Juxin, through the mazes of the bullpen. They killed our saviors, re-raised us and made us into hoodlums. Malcolm X became one of the greatest out of the Muslims, except for this boxer who never went to Oxford, never became a doctor, but got the rings of the chakras. Cassius Clay and Hathaway passed away, saw dimensions. George Benson, could this be a masquerade? Preacher said fast and pray. My mother's not there, but I asked her grave. Tiffany's not here, but her ashes stayed. What words will Prince and Michael Jackson say? I was a boy, now the mirror showed me patches of gray. Then it got black, and I started like tapping into a haze. dazed. The mirror said your hair looked glazed because that's how much passion you gave. This is what happened, you still rapping. The mirror became my healer when it told me I was a pyramid giver, a gold spitter and a soul filler. I came to slay the Antichrist, walking life. Yeah, that's my prayer.
Now, who were some of your early influences?
Well, the planets, the creator, mythical gods, real ones, people, flowers, everything in nature, inspiration. Musicians get their inspiration really from environmental things, and all musicians are inspiration to me, no matter what style they're playing.
Okay.
Mic check 1 2. We back in the building. Yeah. It's Wednesday. It's Royal Priesthood Wednesday. It's Woo Wednesday. It's Lord Jamar Day. You understand what I'm saying? And before I get to Lord Jamar, peace to God, shout out to the God. Let me recognize one of the greatest minds to ever bless the Podcraft. The Oracle Coach Kandaka. Her born day is today. You understand what I'm saying? If you wanted to stunt, you understand? You would stunt with the stuntage. You understand? She is a gift. She is a presence. She is a presence. She is a power. So if y'all know Coach, reach out to Coach. Show us some love. You understand what I'm saying? And give us some celestial exaltation. You understand? Virgo season, and the Virgos is showing out. I'm gonna just keep it real. All right, you understand what I'm saying? The Virgos is showing out. It started off with Big Daddy Kane on the J Mills. You understand what I'm saying? Like the hits just kept on hitting all the way through. No skips. No skips since Michael Jackson. Okay, I was like, dang, August 29th, like, no skips. I'm like, all right. So yeah, we definitely got some Virgo royalty and some Virgo sunshine in the building. You understand what I'm saying? And we got Jersey up in here. Let's just have a little Jersey moment. You know what I'm saying? Jersey up in here for the record, okay? In case you thought somebody else was in the building. We always know Brooklyn in the house, but Jersey in here right now. You understand what I'm saying? So welcome to Royal Priesthood Wednesdays, and we got special guests back by special request. I heard y'all request like, yo, son, when we gonna have them? The number dude, the number dude back. You know what I'm saying? The number dude, we breaking down the numbers, yo. Like, yo, when we gonna have the astrology lady back? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, what's up? So I'm like, I heard y'all. All right. That's how they be talking in my head anyway. So I'm like, all right, let me reach out and see if they're available. It's Virgo season. You know what I'm saying? And it's September. We like a couple of days from the fall equinox and all that. So it becomes my honor and privilege at this time to introduce something to others in the building. Two of the greatest minds I ever met, right? You understand what I'm saying? Two of the greatest minds I ever met. I don't care what you argue with your drunk uncle. All right, don't argue with me. Let's nobody's own Sunshine Mom named Earl in the building. And Mr. Magic Mathematician himself, the numerical one is up in the building. Our brother, Mr. Nick of Supreme Numerics up in here. How you feeling? What's good?
Love that wonderful intro. Peace.
Yeah. Absolutely. Peace to the family. Man,
I see my man's in the building. Give me 1 second. Let me do this real quick. Infinite 7 Mind, I'm gonna reach out to you. I need you on the roster ASAP. ASAP. If y'all seen any of the footage or y'all was out there in Miami, our brother the God out here, another Jersey dude. You see that? Look, I can't make this up. You understand what I'm saying? Another Jersey dude, artist, MC, hopped up on the stage with the microphone and went bar for bar with Priest on the song, on the stage, live. You understand? Like live. Okay, I got the footage. You understand? So yeah, I want to get with you guys. So just hit me on Instagram and we'll set something up. All right. Pardon me. Nigga. I just, you gotta catch people in the moment.
Right. It's all good. All good, bro. All is well. We're all wise and civilized. You can't call it same shit, different toilet.
So we in September, okay? We in September. I think the August Virgo delegation is a different temperature than the September Virgo's delegation. I'm gonna ask the expert in a second. I'm just inferring in the moment. You understand what I'm saying? That they're all great, but for y'all, September. What does September mean for you from a personal perspective, an astrological, astronomical, numeric perspective, and what does it mean to the collective? I think I asked a good enough question for me to shut up and listen.
All right, well, go ahead and set it off with them planets and them stars and all that.
It's my turn. Well, when we get into the numbers, A and S is still one. Okay. So we still in that one, taking initiative, that leadership energy. Y'all know, like in a lot of different cultures, September is actually the new year. I believe it's Ethiopia, but most definitely the Jewish holiday, Rosh Hashanah, is the new year, you know. So we have that going off on the 22nd. So this is like in a lot of different cultures, this is like the initiate, this is like the first season. This is, you know, the beginning. This is taking initiative when we get into that space of like manifesting, the festival of the hands, and we get into harvesting and having your mindset correct, like looking back on everything we harvested from, you know, the last harvest moon all the way up to this harvest moon we about to have in October, you know, just thinking about, you know, with the mindset you reap what you sow. So do you like what you reaped? You know, what was you sowing? You know, what do you want to do moving forward? You know, how do you want to till the soil around you? Whether we're talking about your mindset, your emotions, literal soil, whatever, what have you. Like, this is where we make the plans. This is where we organize. This is the energy of Sebek. We get into the compartmentalization. We get into analytics. We get into, you know, learning about the things we need to learn about so that we can properly harvest what it is we're trying to do. This is when we get into, you know, self-management, getting into a routine, getting into your habits, and also being of service. Knowing, like, this is where people do their last minute servitude stuff. Like, hurry, let me hurry up and do some community service. God is watching type energy before we start getting more darkness than we get light. You know, this is the last little bit of days. Well, you know, the time was already dwindling. I'm sure y'all see a big difference between now and, you know, the solstice. But you know, after the equinox, you know, you're really gonna start to see the difference between day and night. So this is that last little bit in the light, you know, hurry up and get it now, you know, before we go back into that stillness, that darkness, that solitude again, do the inner work for what we are trying to harvest in springtime.
Yup, and to add on to that, I would like to speak on the progression, you know, from August into September, because like Knowledge Born alluded to, Virgo season takes place in both part of August and part of September. Now, looking at those months on the universal frequency, we're on the, you know, we're in the number 9 year, and when we take August and add that to this current year, where we transition from an 8-month into a 9-month. So of course the 8 is all about, you know, it's a power cycle, all about power, achievement, recognition, ancestral energy, connecting with the elders, balancing the material realm and the spiritual realm. But it's also a time of recognizing and taking inventory of your assets and liabilities, meaning what is added on to you holistically and what's weighing you down. So you take an inventory of that in August, or you're supposed to do that in that 8-month of August, so you could transition into that 9-year of that 9-month of September for execution, after you went down your list of, okay, this needs to say, you know, this can stay, this can stay, this can stay, but this habit, this mindset, this attitude, this person needs to go. In September, you start executing that and you know, letting those things go, so you can experience that transformation, because you can't welcome in anything new, that number one energy coming in October, if you still got all of this dead weight holding you down and taking up space. You know, so that's we also see that during, you know, this Virgo season transitioning between August and September.
Mm-hmm. Being in the so like the math that I noticed in the pattern, because I do like a daily mathematics for those of you guys that don't, you know, follow me. But like when you get into like the math pattern of being in the month of 9 and the year of 9, you know, we go through these cycles a few times in a day. And I don't know if y'all noticed that in y'all space. Y'all might be like repeating conversations, repeating, you know, emotional invocations, coming to like the same crossroads with decision making, or keep thinking about the same thing. Because so you know, Virgo energy is about analytics, and sometimes we can get into that space of over analyzing, especially when we get into that realm of like perfectionism. We keep thinking about the same thing over and over and over again. But the way the numbers are set up is called to do that. Like today is 989, you know, but we make the 8 on the 1 and 7. So, you know, you have 1 being the Ketters, this is knowledge, and then 7 being God, this is Netzach, the celestial designer. So having that intellect of what you want to design in your space, what you're trying to create in your space, what you value and what you prioritize, and watching the transformations happen as you come into that knowledge. 1 also deals with Aries energy, that's Ogun, that's the motivator, ambitious. Mars energy, getting into your solar plexus chakra there too. You know, the gut controls the mind. Everything starts with a thought. So that's the connection between, you know, the Ketters and the solar plexus chakra. So you get that and you get the transformations. Then we put it into the month of 9, right? So we give birth to it, 9 being a number of being born. So then it brings us right back to 1 and 7 again. So you might have found like, you know, the things that you thought of when you started the day, you might experience it in a conversation, an interaction, the event or whatever, and it starts that transformation. Or like you said, 8 is that number of power, making you stand on your business about what it is that you said you want to create, you know, what you prioritize, what you value in your space. It could be confrontational because 8 is Scorpius energy as well as it is Sebek, as well as building. So it can be like dramatic, but it doesn't always have to be that way. It depends if you're dealing with people that got that overactive energy or underactive, or if you're the one that's overactive, underactive. You know, when you're dealing with the figure 8, high highs make low lows. So if you like to be all the way up there, trust and believe that slope going to come down real hard on you. So, but you still coming back. And then, so we come to the 8 again, but then we give birth to it again because we're also in the year of 9. So we come to the 1 and 7 3 times in a day. And if you notice the pattern, that's what's been happening all week. And then it's a reflection of the previous number. Like yesterday was the 16. 16 put us on the path of 7. So we're taking what we designed yesterday on the path of 7 into today, of taking action and having knowledge on it. And then tomorrow will be 1 and 8, which is the result of today having us our path of 8. So whatever you standing on business today, whatever transformations you undergoing today, building and destroying the Sebek energy, which deals with the 8 Sephiro of Had, the labeling, the analytics, the compartmentalization. Don't get caught up in the separatism of things. Remember, it's still parts to a whole. But all of that, you're gonna have to stand on it tomorrow. You're gonna have to take action on it tomorrow. You're gonna have to be a leader on it tomorrow. I like 1 and 8 because 1 and 8 deal like deeply with the solar plexus chakra. 1 being Aries, the fire in the gut, and 8 being the transformations that happen in response to the fire of the gut. That's that fire and that water complementing each other. If you know how to alchemize, rather than saying, "Oh, one is beating the other, I gotta choose one." Like, no, you're supposed to know how to alchemize both energies. So when you get into that, like. And then you'll see that it's a day of 9. And then we get into the best day ever on Friday. And you get into the 1 and 9. And so on and so forth. And then we'll get in the pattern when we get into the 3rd decan of the month, which is going to be our numerology of wisdom when we get in our 2s. But I like the fact I love my 9s. I love 9 mathematics. I like 9 multiples. I like adding 9s. It's fun here. So I'm having a good time, you know, and don't forget these numbers that make up the year of 9, 2025, that matters too. Because of course, we're going to be at another 9 again in the future, but it won't be like this 9.
Yup. You know, heavy on that 9, because you have the calendar 9, you have the universal 9, you have the yearly 9. So triple that 9 energy in September. And I love the 9s too, as long as I'm operating on the positive side of that 9, because that 9 can be very impulsive and short-tempered and angry, and we see a lot of that going on in the world, going on around us with with current events going on. People being real hostile towards each other. A lot of in-person and keyboard karate chopping. So the 9 is also telling folks to relax, chill, have some patience, have some compassion, slow down, don't be in a rush, don't be quick tempered with everybody. I'm seeing car accidents happening all over the place. Slow down on the road. Don't be getting into these petty arguments, especially arguments about things that don't even, in the grand scheme of things, don't even have anything to do with you or do with us, that don't really matter when you look at the big picture. So yes, I love that 9 energy too. I love that transformation. I love clearing out so we can bring in the new and improved. And speaking of bringing in the new and improved, we're setting the stage right now. We're setting the stage for October, but that's also setting the stage for the year that's coming up, 2026. So October is kind of going to be like our test run, our test run and our preview to 2026. So if you set the stage now and plant the seeds now, you can hit the ground running once that new year comes around, instead of being like everybody else waiting until December 31st, January 1st. Of course, if we're operating under this Gregorian energy, you can do your trial and error during this time, see what works, see what doesn't work, make your adjustments so you can hit the ground running in 2026. The first one. We got to count them. How many bombs he gonna drop tonight?
Look, I wanted to drop 75 already. I'm like, all right, we just that's just a little like, all right, I hit the the punching bag a little bit, or the speed bag. I tapped it. I did a little bit with the rope. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, all right, they came up in here like Crawford, you understand what I'm saying? Came up in here like Crawford, you understand? I'm like, oh no, you thought I was over here? Nah, I'm over here. I'm over here. I was like, ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love it, man. I love the energy. I was in this Eritrean, Ethiopian spot that I found. I found heaven on earth where I was at, and I was up in that spot on the New Year, and I had met Ibrahim, one of the brothers who works there. And I was like, Happy New Year. He's like, it's our New Year today. So, like, we in the zone, right? We in the zone. Like, this is the first place I ever been to. And I've been to Eritrea, and I've been to Ethiopia, and I've been to Sudan, and a few of the other places, right? But I'm looking at the beer. They got an original woman on the beer, on the beer bottle. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it ain't St. Ides. Nah. I'm like, I don't care what other beer you got. Let me get that beer. I'm like, what? I'm like, look at this bouncy, right? And how the place is set up. It's warm, it's inviting. It's all of the energy you wanted to have, especially on the day with all of the chaos and confusion and all of the false flags and all that other BS. Like, I'm like, they actually opened? Oh no, I'm about to go up in that joint. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna go back to that joint and just chill. I was there for like 4 hours. And it's calm, and people coming in, leaving, whatever. But the energy was, that's a place where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? That's a place where you want to be within yourself, but that's also a place when a sanctuary where you want to be able to go and permeate. You know what I'm saying? So, in the Walking Life joint, the one we just listened to, Priest said only 3 kings knew he would be grow to be the savior, right? So those 3 kings, right? We have plenty of illusions for them, but his own nation didn't know who he was going to be. But the guy who was in charge knew that somebody was coming. So X out these. Anybody who born X amount. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm not about to be usurped. So he had no clue that this was happening, but he had intel that this was happening. But those 3 kings, right? We could go anywhere you want to go with it. Recognize what it took for this ascension to take place. And they're like, yo, how do you get here? Oh, we was following the star right here. We was following this star right here. So the star led you to the sun. Following this star, right? You could follow this star to freedom. It don't matter what was going on. You could follow this star to freedom, but you could follow the star to ascension. You could follow the star to elevation. So even when you receive an idea, right? Shout out to Ty Phoenix with the crown load. When you receive the crown load, everybody not gonna understand where you at and what you're doing. There wasn't no group text. It was a you text, right? So all you have to do is begin to be dutiful to it, and it will be dutiful to you. So 3 kings, that means they represent 3 nations. And the nation that he was born under and unto didn't recognize him. Not in the way that these kings did. These kings came and they brought gifts. They didn't just show up. These kings came and brought gifts and was like, yo, we just want to, bow at your feet. You know what I'm saying? Then when he met up with his cousin, he's like, oh, I need to come get baptized. He's like, nah, son, I need to get baptized like you. I'm like, oh, this is deep. So everybody don't get it. But those who are supposed to get it will get it when they're supposed to get it. It might took people 2,000 years to figure that out. You know what I'm saying? But it had to be compiled, the stories had to be told, and the moves had to be made. So the people they be waiting for, they probably would have took their life. They probably would have been on the side of the people like, nah, we don't like Duke right there. Nah, we don't like Homegirl. We got to get rid of them. They're messing up my shine. They're messing up my money, son. You understand what I'm saying? It's short stopping my sales. So the Redeemer and the ones who comes with the solution to the ills of the people, they're not often received by those people. I came to my own and they received me not. Because growth requires change. Growth requires change. So either you change willingly or you get drugged to it. You know what I mean? So I love the fact that, the Father and the Son and the Father, him and Solo Jim's out there in front of that Mayan period with the family. They sitting down breaking bread with the family. You see how enshrined your homes are based off of your own cognitive connection. So your body, your mind, the temple, your house, right? Your house. So now you got this house not made with hands eternal in the heavens, which is the mind. And what these people's civilization, what civilization meant to them. So just like a little, I'll add on a little bit with y'all because of the resonance, right? And the people hold on to their culture. Your culture is in your genetics. Your culture is in your DNA. But more importantly, your culture is your way of life. That's your connection to life. Because if everything get erased and there's no genetic memory or spiritual memory, if somebody can talk about it, it can be recreated. It gets recreated from the vocalization. So that's the, hallowed be thy name. So as long as somebody calling your name, you exist. You don't want to be in a situation where you blotted out the book of life. Ain't nobody calling your name. Like, nah, we don't mess with something. We don't call that name up in here. You understand what I'm saying? So, there's power in the name. So I want to ask y'all about the equinox that's approaching. But I want to add a quick ad-lib. Abraxas 2 will be out on September 21st. That's my little sister's birthday. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my youngest sister. You understand what I'm saying? Abraxas 2 will be out in 4 days.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And before we talk about the equinox, I thought that music video was very timely, and you just mentioned that it's dropping on the 26th, so that's dropping on the number
the 21st.
Oh, the 21st. Oh, you said 21st.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, but even
3 day.
Okay, 3 day. But even so, that video, you playing that video at the beginning of the show was very timely, and its depiction of that ancestral energy and the connection between the generations. And we're talking, the show is about Virgo season, touching on Virgo season. And we were just talking about the number 8. The number 8 also shows up in the expression of the word Virgo in the modern numerology system. It adds up to a number 8, ancestral energy between, or connection between the younger generation and the older generation. So definitely in sync. Love that record, love that joint in that video, and that's in the story behind it.
You know what? Is it like a specific time he's dropping that on the 21st?
I'm sure he's gonna speak on it tomorrow.
Okay, I asked because the 21st is also the day of the solar eclipse. And the max on the solar eclipse is at 3:41 EST. Okay. So I like to camel walk with you about Virgo equaling 8. The last solar eclipse we had was during Pisces season on 3/29, and Pisces is 8 too. So for those of you guys that journal, which y'all know, if y'all be following me on my planetary forecast, I'll be on y'all about journaling and writing. Go back to them dates. Think about what it was that you guys were cleansing. Think about things that you guys, because Pisces energy, the energy that was around that day on, was at 3/29. What is it? Hold on. I don't want to lie to y'all. It was 3/29/9. So that was like 4 or 5, day of 5, power. So getting into, that freedom, that happiness number, the number of Jabora, that's the celestial enforcer, enforcing the things in your space, all the things of 5 in the Pisces energy, feeling empowered in those emotions and your sensitivity. Pisces is also associated with Maya if you went to Metu Netter and all that energy. So think about that up into this Sunday. We'll be on the 3s with that eclipse. Where we more creation, more harvesting energy before we get to the 22nd, which is a day of the master architect. So like we really building things up. But think about like that whole cycle right there, and what different emotional and sensitivity and spiritual transformations have occurred that made you have to learn how to stand in your power and feel power in your emotions, how you feel about things. Because the thing with Virgo being in opposition with Pisces energy is, I'll be transparent because I got a lot of Virgo placements. Virgos utilize their intellect to make up for the emotional aspects they don't like to deal with. So in this space and time, it's like really like reflecting on, okay, what am I still doing that's superficial, that's still not touching those Pisces emotions? Because just like Nick said earlier, when we get into October, it's really preparing you for that 2026. We're going to be on a year of 1, and that year of 1 is coming from the 6s which is Tippereth, is really going to call on you to stand on your power and your authority. All these things that we've been planning and working on, you're really going to be called to action to do that in the year of one. You know, a lot of us have been trying to manifest a community, or we need to have our own this, we need to have our own that, we need to do this. We've been speaking into existence. Last year was on the 8th in the Mayat 2024, 4 being Chesed Mayat energy. We was finding our wisdom in that realm of what our boundaries and stuff was. This year it's been enforced, right? We see the energies around us responding to the things that we said. We said public school system ain't shit. What's happening to the public school system right now? We talking about federal government ain't shit. What's happening to the federal government right now? You know, it may not look like verbatim because you can't control all the details. And that's one thing us people gotta learn. We're not here to control all the details. You manifested what you wanted during the year 8, and we're watching it. You know what I'm saying? So we're watching it being born in this year of 9. So in the year of 1, it's time to take action, take leadership. Listen to your gut. You know, the gut controls the mind, and we making things move from that. So during this eclipse, you know, pay attention to that, because I want to say that this is the last eclipse of the year. And the ones that we had back in March were the last eclipse that we were going to see from the northern hemisphere until like 27, I think. So the rest of these, even though we do feel the energy of it, we don't see them unless we're on the southern hemisphere.
Here we go. I'm saying that's the bars right here, right? So I'm gonna play the videos of the week, since we got these illustrious minds. You know, they hip hoppers too. Don't get it twisted. They hip hoppers too. They be doing all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? All this magical, mystical, astrological, astronomical stuff. But they hip hoppers. Okay, they hip hoppers. So I'm like, I gotta get some love from the Jersey aficionados. You know what I'm saying? Because Jersey real hip hop. You know what I'm saying? New York is an afterthought. Okay. New York is an afterthought. Jersey hip hop. I'm just, you know what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Don't start nothing up in here.
I'm starting a little bit. I'm starting a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You know, y'all brought up Sebek. Sebek is a trickster, and Sebek got jokes all day, and Sebek is going to laugh last, right? So September is in one of those Asiatic languages is 7. Oct is 8, October. You know, Null is 9, is November. 9, Dec is 10. So they just added up. They just added a couple of, you know, months, because they like, oh, I want to be the king. No, I want to be the king. Like, oh, he got a month. Oh, I need to get a month too. You know what I'm saying? So they be playing around with the calendars. This is why the lunar calendar gives its own thing. You see what I'm saying? So they playing with time, son. You know what I'm saying? They playing with time, so they make sure that their time don't run out. So they throw the clock forward, they throw the clock back. They said they got a leapfrog year. They just be coming up with, no, we're using the Julian date. No, we're using the Gregorian calendar. No, we're using this. No, we're using that. Like, so, you know, got to be wise too. You know? What year is it in the Asiatic world, according to the Asiatic calendar, right? So your culture is supposed to afford you the opportunity to be able to have the most maximization access to what is. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna stop yapping. We play these joints from Zodiac. You know what I'm saying? Circle 7 and 7 chakras. Since we got, you know, the mathematical and the Moorish Empire up in here. You know what I'm saying? The Empire is striking back up in here today. So tell somebody we live with Sunshine, Monie, L, and Supreme Numerics man Nick in the building. All right, y'all ain't come here for me. Y'all came here for them. Let's go.
Hey yo, in the womb for 9 months, that's 3/4 of the wheel. Add it up and get 7, check the thoughts I revealed. 7 days of creation, 7 torches I wield. 7 swords, 7 lords, 7 courses like meals. 7 circuits round the Cairo on the Zodiac wheel. 52 cards, that's 7 in the deck that you deal. 52 weeks spread in the year, the septenary. Who didn't understand his wisdom is necessary. 7 principles, man. I cracked the 7th seal, 7 layers on my shield. 7 fingers on the hand, that's invisible, pointing to one of the 7 miracles. Store off the 7 lords when you polish the 7th emerald. 7 essential minerals. The firmament birthed the 7 layers in the atmosphere. The same are in the eye. 7 angels up high, middle ladders in the sky. 7-layered computer system, call it SOI. Gotta read the signs in the physical design. The 7 balance acidic and alkaline. I climb 7 steps, 7 heavens, 7 depths, 7 chakras, 7 watches I profess. Let the wise man decide before reacts in the space of 7 breaths. 7 literal parts, 7 glands, 7 lambs, 7 liberal arts, 7 luminous sparks, 7 personal planets, 7 days of the week, 7 colors in the rainbow. What I'm saying is deep. The 7 sleepers in the cave, 7 species like wheat in the land of milk and honey. 7 ships in my fleet, 7 musical notes that play the 7 vital body organs. The music lives inside you, don't you hear your body calling? 7 virtues from prudence to hope, 7 deadly sins that kill whoever isn't awoke. 7 continents, 7 comets sit in my throat. 7 golden springs in this mystical flow. 4 directions all connect to 7 cities of gold. I'm just opening my wings to fly above the 7 hills of the 7 Roman kings. Through Saturn the 7 rings, circle the 7, the planets and everything. Planets and everything. Words from heaven, put a circle on my 7. A piece in my heart, a star in my crescent. A compass for my square, answer the 4 directions. Navigate the 7 seas, I'm the answer to your question. Yeah, 7 thunders, 7 ancient wonders. Spokes on 7 wheels, 7 dwarfs in the slumber. 7 dragon balls, the most lucky number 7. 7 adept lessons, 7 perfect dimensions. Noah's Ark, 7 pairs of each creature. 7 hermetic laws, 7 breaths in the ether. It's over once my voice gets injected through your speakers. 7 in the sound, the heart is 7 pounds. Libra's the 7th sign, but let's flip it around. L is God and 7's L upside down. 7 Kundalini serpents, the Bible is 7 churches. I write in prophetic verses, 7 oaths that I vow. 7 nerve centers in the spinal canal. 7 portals of initiation. Sa'at fairs, 7 circumambulations. 7 golden lamps in the book of Revelation. 7 trumpets I blow. I fed the multitude with 7 loaves fresh off the stove, yeah. Now let's begin. There are 7 deadly sins. 7 circles, 7 sorrows of the virgin I rode. 7 camels, while 7 shepherds carry the glow of 7 candles. My face is 7 legs, is 2 eyes and 2 ears, 2 nostrils and 1 mouth to speak. 7 luminaries, the master the 7 seas. 7 candle menorah, light the path. Come and step this way, peace to the L's and bays that breathe in the stellar rays. I dropped the mic as God rested on the 7th day. I got 7 chakras, propellers of holy helicopters, breath of Brahma, heaven's opera, spells are very proper. Tell me, do you smell the karma cooking pasta from the past now? Do you see the God bringing knowledge that will last? Celebration wine sparkle like the stars in my glass. Kiss the crescent, mystic presence lifted from the ash. I was last seen skillfully build a supreme math. With a regime last, I'm taking a steam bath. I'm walking the clean path. It gets better, fulfill my inner splendor. Electromagnetism just built from my contender with skills and an agenda to shine with no sense that I clown with no meant to define my soul center. I mind you won't ninja with lies. I know into the skies of a gold emperor rose in pure beauty. I'm God well dressed in the robe of yours truly. Dipped in gems fresh when I slept. I spoke jewelry. Chimney on the own. Bothered with no abba. Grown with no umi. Holding a broke Uzi. Just hoping to go smoothly till the music starts to feel like an ocean that goes through me. It's so groovy. Do you feel the sound breeze? Feet in the soil, you can feel it when the ground breathes. Music is a treasure chest, open with a sound key. They search hard for Solomon's temple, that's when they found me. Follow my credentials, I flow like I pour more bottles from my pencil. God is in my temple, I gotta make him tremble. Paintings from antiquity, gods that I resemble, said we gotta be assembled. I got 7 chakras, propellers are holy helicopters, breath of Brahma, heaven's opera, spells are very proper. Tell me, do you smell the karma cooking pasta from the past? Now, do you see the God breaking knowledge that will last? I got 7 chakras, propellers are holy helicopters, breath of Brahma, heaven's opera, spells are very proper. Tell me, do you smell the karma cooking pasta from the past? Now, do you see the God breaking knowledge that will last? Hey yo, gifted eyesight of the vision of the top czar, crystallized light on the mission of a rock star, living the high life, pistol wisdom on your cop car, fiction throwing shots, yards, hitting whiskey bottles, spilling spirits out of lock bars like prison uprisings, oblivion, your drop squad, ace of space, face it, I'm living the top card, extending the hot charge, electrical mind, engine, dimensional yacht laws, Titanic, rhyme magic, sensing the God's laws, Moroccan all-star, I'm a reincarnation, ecliptic teleprompter while I read the stars, passing through the visualized life, when I spit these allow you walk bars, lift my cup, I ain't get invisible, lock stars in the Taurus field, sensual, sensible, talk to hear the talk is real, I'm talking to the Taurus seal, abracadabra, dress the laughter, I'm a joyful meal for your eyes, appetite, to these lines, movie mind, jewelry shine, smacking these hermaphrodite, parasites, torture hell, burn the flames, warming up a water spell, second geometrical designs in the tortoise shell, I'm on a tortoise cell, miraculous in thoughts I spell, deal, make a real shape, breathe until it feels greater, I'm never shaking with the hand that my torch is held, Phoenix made of phonics, man made of talking cells, the son of Sam sung a new tune as my thoughts propel. I got 7 chakras, propellers are holy helicopters, breath of Brahma, heaven's opera, spells are very proper. Tell me, do you smell the karma cooking pasta from the past? Now, do you see the God breaking knowledge that will last?
I'm such a fan. He's so dope.
Man.
That
My
7
love.
doing the fire.
Yeah.
Oh, and the camel walk with you about set. So yeah, like S is 1, just like A is 1. And I know people be getting hot about the Gregorian calendar, and I get all the culture stuff and the empires. Woo, woo, wah. At the same breath, the universe always wins, and I tell you why. Because even though they did it how they did it with like the names and changing the names, Set still is the deity of death. And so like a lot of the stuff that y'all be seeing around September, it's a lot of energy harvesting that goes on too, because we come into this equinox where things is equal, and then we start getting more, it start getting even more dark. But that's coming into a death of a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? So like it's by design around this time of year. Just like any time, like when we get into this the summer solstice thing, you got the red summers. They always trying to invoke our energy around that time too. But definitely around here, when we about to go into this this Libra energy of the scales and justice, they don't want you to enter that energy balance. They don't want you to enter that energy mentally, emotionally, or spiritually balanced. You got to understand we in a spiritual war. We in physical form or whatever. It's cute, but this is a spiritual war. This is an energetic war. So it's by design during the energy is set that they distort your experience in this set that we enter. You know what I'm saying? It ain't supposed to be what it is. So they do a lot of energy harvesting. It's a lot easier now because people wasn't believing in the TV no more. So they're like, oh, we gotta do something different. So, they got the phones. And if somebody is showing it on their phone or whatever, but it's starting to get to the point where they're starting to tell on themselves with the phone too, and all the AI stuff, and you starting to be able to see the difference. So now you can go back and look at older stuff and be like, oh, I see the difference now because I've gotten so used to seeing AI generated things. So that's cool too. But just remember, like, just like you out here harvesting energy and you want to harvest the harvest moon and the eclipse and all that, people is harvesting you too, and there's people out here also being used, whether they believe in the stars or not. So yeah, I know we upset about the Gregorian calendar and the names, and I get it. That's not the number, but the energy is the same, the letters is the same, and it's still producing the same vibrations.
Woo. That was a word right there. Yeah, definitely got to drop one on that one.
Yeah. I ain't mad. I'm wise to deception. You know what I'm saying? So the people could feel however they want to feel. You know, I could care less.
Yeah, no. She said, you know, the sunshine definitely said a word, you know, with that one, right? Especially with that energy harvesting. But yeah, let me talk about that joint too. That 7th joint, man.
Let's go.
Fire. And I resonate with those 7s. I got 7s all through my my born name, you know, my physical name. I got 7s all through that. And I'm 34. I'm 34 years old. That's a 7. Going into a 7 year, when, you know, once that born day comes around in that other earth sign. You know, we in the current earth sign of Virgo, but when that Capricorn earth sign come around, I'll be going into a 7, you know, a 7 year. But yeah, Sunshine said a word about that energy harvesting, and that's what I was alluding to earlier when I was talking about that the conflict of the number 9 and people getting into conflicts every time you engage in these events. and Knowledge Born referred to some of them as false flags. Whenever you get into these discussions and these debates, no matter what side of the argument you're on, as long as you're participating, they're harvesting your energy 100%. So you better off just not responding to it at all than to feel like you're obligated or you got to be a responsible citizen by being informed and, you know, giving your input and your energy to it. So yeah, that was a word right there. And like we were talking about offline, Knowledge Born, you mentioned that we're in the middle of the Jason months, you know, that ritual time. And, you know, the rituals are, we see it physically, but like Sunshine says, it's all spiritual warfare. And as long as we participate in it, we're a part of the show. We're a part of the ritual.
Yeah, there's definitely power in the collective mindset. So if we know the power of our mind alone as an individual, you know, if you think that you healed or you think this, you think that make it true. Could you imagine this stuff be going viral? And it's the reason why they use the word viral, because it's a virus that they put in our collective mindset. So it's like they get everybody attention on one thing. And people start speaking and speculating and speaking things into existence, and this is going to happen as a result, and that's going to happen as a result. And just be responsible with, especially for those of you guys who utilize your platform to inform. Be responsible with what you're speaking into existence, especially if you have a big following, because you're implanting these ideas in people's minds. And you know, if we collectively agree on something, that makes it true. That's what truth is. It's in a collective agreement. The moment that we say certain things aren't true, it's not going to exist anymore. And we see that. We see a lot of stuff that's being dismantled right now because we don't believe in it anymore. So could you just think about all the stuff that we are collectively thinking into existence, especially being like not utilizing our emotional intelligence, you know what I'm saying? Getting, you know, hype and angry and all this, that, and the third every time something happens. You know, the different kind of predictions that certain people creating, and they're implanting it in the minds of thousands and millions of people at one time. Stuff like that. Just be responsible. You know, the best superpower we have is love. That's the closest we can get to God is love. That's the 7s. That's Netzach. That's the celestial designer. That's the Venusian energy. That's the closest we gonna get. I say like that should be the response to everything. I grew up on TV. I ain't gonna hold you. So Lil Nicky is my go-to with that joint. Whenever the brothers was doing something crazy, he was like, release the good. And he pulling out rainbows and stuff, but that should be the vibration. You know what I'm saying? That should always be the response is love. Like, you never want to be reactive. When you're reactive, that's when you're moving out of anger and hate and responding and we got to go to war and F them too and this, that, and the third. That's being reactive. But when you proactive, the love is easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was already building together. We was already growing food. We was already doing the collective economics. We already creating our own currency and our own government and taking our kids out of school. We was already doing that out of love. So what you pressing pause the hate for? Keep moving in that love, because that's what's going to get us stuff going. That's what's going to get it done.
Yup. And that's the higher side of that number 9. You know, going back to September, going back to this current year of 2025. That number 9 is that universal love for humanity. You know, the highest vibration.
Was you
right
listening
there,
when I was listening? Did you hear what she said? When you come in with love, it's easy. Like it's easy. Like it ain't no like, you know what I'm saying? Like oh, I was trying to get in there so I could drop a bomb, because I know you about to drop another bomb on top of the bomb. So I want to give the bomb to her bomb, and then I'll wait for you to add on with that highest love energy 9. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no, that was it.
That's more space, man. All right. So I'm gonna give 2 bombs then. The bombs is dropping tonight. You understand what I'm saying? You know, this is the only time love bombing is okay. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly. I'm about to say those love bombs right there.
Yeah. So let me play. Wait, I got God Nature up here. I'm gonna play God Nature also, but I told you our sunshine, she got bars, not just bars over here. You understand what I'm saying? She got some bars. Let me, in this Virgo season, and it's almost the Virgo God Sunshine Day. You know what I'm saying? Coming up in a couple of days. So I know I got something. I got something up in here. I got something.
Yeah, you gotta play some of that Virgo Sunshine. I was listening to that over the summer, man, with the windows down, bumping Virgo Sunshine EP. Yeah.
Let me see. Let's do this. Dang.
What I feel when I feel it. It's a sunshine. Say my name in 3s, 1 liberation, call on me. Solar flares, fulfill your needs, juice invoking Beetle G. Say my name in 3s, 1 liberation, call on me. Solar flares, fulfill your needs, juice invoking Beetle G. Say my name in 3s, 1 liberation, call on me. Solar flares, fulfill your needs, juice invoking Beetle G. Say my name in 3s, 1 liberation, call on me. I'm in Rasha, like the dreams, coronas aligned in the star seeds. I am grounded in my own authority. Oda Mila be the wisdom moja for my Dorothy. Following the gold road, attentions make my soul glow. Eshwa rule makes my heart chakra throat flow. I got my flippy floppy sailing with the boat hoes. Prestige worldwide and all of these hoes know I am my strong man and I am my magician. I move so beneficent, universal loves the mission. In abundance I am efficient with my intentions. Affirmations manifest my visions with extensions. Essential to these isms as delicious to the living. Virgo sunshine, bring life, maintain your existence. What's next for a queen of pentacles who's here to end the cynical? Voice with affirmations so lyrical, designed to uplift the spiritual. She keeps basking in her miracles. Sun card to her mercurial sidereal. Death card for breaking fast, so serial. Alignments be materializing ever so ethereal. Wands brings the actions to my passion. My feng shui is high fashion, main attraction. Helio's abundance where you lacking. Circulation flowing where you seem so stagnant. Strength card to your reaches. Transformations when the doubt seems to creep in. May my light keep increasing. Let it shine for who needs this. Say my name in 3s, 1 liberation, call on me. Solar flares, fulfill your needs. Juice invoking Beetlejuice. Say my name in threes, one liberation, call on me. Solar flares, fulfill your needs. Juice invoking Beetlejuice. Say my name in threes, one liberation, call on me. Solar flares, fulfill your needs. Juice invoking Beetlejuice. Say my name in threes, one liberation, call on me. I'm in Rosh, like the dreams, coronas aligned in the star seeds. I am present, I am patient, I feel so secure. I feel confident in saying I have my wants and more. I move in gratitude, discernment what I'd rather do. My inner child took the wheel and it's feeling rather cool. My Helios is so infectious. From my third eye to solar plexus, made my motives be my lesson. And with my heart I do accept them. I'm balancing these chakras. With my medulla oblongata, I'm finger flipping, mudras, drinking water, and minding my empire. Say my name in threes, one liberation, call on me. Solar flares, fulfill your needs. Juice invoking Beetlejuice. Say my name in threes, one liberation, call on me. Solar flares, fulfill your needs. Juice invoking Beetlejuice. Say my name in threes, one liberation, call on me. Solar flares, fulfill your needs. Juice invoking Beetlejuice. Say my name in threes, one liberation, call on me. I'm in Rosh, like the dreams, coronas aligned in the star seeds.
Gracias.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? She said, say her name, not Betelgeuse. Say, you know what I'm saying? Not Betelgeuse. Not Betelgeuse. I was like, oh, all right.
So you got the bounce to it.
Yeah.
That's my jam.
Tell them about the VP. You know what I'm saying? Tell them about the VP.
Oh yeah, y'all gotta check out my EP. It's on all streaming platforms. It's called Virgo Sunshine. You know, I got a lot of Virgo placements, y'all. My Sun, Moon, Mercury, and Venus. So I wrote an EP about it. So y'all check that John out. It's on YouTube too. Just, you know, that's my name. Well, this is my name. Yeah, that's different. That's my name right there.
That's my name. Don't wear it out, right? You know. She said EP, and I said VP. You know, I heard her when she said Virgo placement. I said Virgo placement, and she said, you know, that's my EP, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? I got a bunch of Virgo placements. Yep, you just said it. I said it with you. We were saying the same thing at the same time. That's how we do it. That's how
that project is dope. Yeah, I love that project. No skips on that. Yeah.
Thank you.
No skips.
Yeah, no skips.
Some people project, I skipped the whole project. I'm like, nah, I'm skipping. That body is. That's body. Understand what I'm saying? So let me play something real quick, and I'm gonna add someone to the discussion. I just gotta get this part real quick. So give me half a second. I'm gonna play
technicals.
Yeah. Right.
Super producer over there, engineer, making it happen.
Interviewer, beggar, you know, trap god,
keep on it.
Gangster, vegan sometime, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is. Right? Drop this drink real quick. I'll be right back.
You're dead.
Have you heard of Nag Hammadi? No? Let me tell you about it. The Nag Hammadi Library is a collection of 13 ancient books called codices, containing over 50 texts that present a radically different view of early Christian beliefs.
During the early race, man wanted real estate, so he started building shape. Others started to fill away, though they started killing snake. Those of the worldly faith found themselves in pearly gates, left his seat as girl inflates. Blessed he who elevate, set the tea and meditate. Rain splash off of the stained glass, medieval cathedrals that still stand and Spain and France. Skeleton fingers, how many diamonds his ring had. The courts had green grass, the hawks took spring baths. Across where kings clash, they fought for the queen's hand. A masterpiece done by priests. Refractory property so unique. Sister goes Sophia in her holy seat. Her feet Alistair Crowley sleeps. It's where Kiss and Bon Jovi meet. The Greek, the beast, the owl covered in rosaries. Prophetess, potions, and poetry. A Braxis Reba Simha. The lion called Simba. When rhyming, I'm the Templar. The troubadour, make music for the temper. The rooster call from roof to floor. The eyes in the center. The truth is all manly hall. What lies within the picture. The fruit don't fall. Nuclear war that ties within the scriptures. The Zodiac sign of Hitler. More than one Jack the Ripper. More than one Shakespeare. For some of it take years. The Nagamadi God body. That practice motionless karate. The dragon on my Vatican Armani. Nagamadi, my bad. Craft I'm in, I'm mastering. The carpentry, the scaffolding. Corian stones to cornerstones. When I grab the pen, I fall in my zone and reach the African. Plastered in the walls of Rome, the priest is practicing. The royals on the doors of the dome, pads and fabric skin. On the mountain surrounded by columns, writing my album. All alone like a minute of solemn, solving my problems. Gothic sanctuaries, the wall of St. Mary's. The Gospel of John is scary. Lately I've been drinking heavy, reading Psalms with nervous palms. Open the vote, grab my sword and my coat of arms. Murder I wrote.
I hear spirits I'm aware when they whisper. Books and steps climbing up my stairs in the mirror. Zodiac webs for the air and a twister.
The Nagamadi
God body rare for the listener. Yo, Nagamadi, Nadi crusade. Good lord, hooksaw chopping with the moon blade. 10 planets in my space, jamming when the tunes played from sampling the groove late. Acoustics, he's not in his body, but after all, he asked the all, so he's not in his body. Nagamadi, disagree, but really, could've Nagamadi's body, Zaka Karma, Hama robbery. Nagasaki door train, Nasa trolley, stopped his folly. I'm a turbulent and tears were told by how to spot me. Never poke a dot on a leopard, the grand menagerie. Right before they make their next move, they say the planets watch me, follow me forever. When the camera shot me, Mandelbrot me, cosmic egg, Naga, exotic beaches in the sand in Bali. Woke up a giant, thought the trees upon the land were broccoli. Y'all don't understand it probably. Kick inside the gown of Lakshmi, never reached the ground, the top and see me. And they found the monkey, found the copy, sound karate. I speaking, I found the cocky on the clock, I knew the doom. Mask up underground Gaddafi, ancient astronaut from Mali. Yes, I'm high, but not on Mali. Exercise, Polarity, card for wands. Manuscripts, but couldn't hold the manuscripts of Marble Khan. Charlemagne, Malek, Carbon. Painted me in dark bronze, apocryphon of Ka. Hypostasis of the Archon. Delete computer cookies out the language to the jargon. Abians, Acadians, pregnant in the Sargon. Stark calm, then it got crazy up in stark calm. Intelligence that blew their brains, they say I was a smart bomb. Creation, yo, extra helio, made out of nothing. Society is fake, it's a great amount of bluffing. Ancient books looking like they just came out the oven. Yes, Mars of Vegas, living water, mystic order, Yahweh ain't as cold as his. Nagamadi codices. Lamb upon the codices, the solar bridge exploded lids. I showed the kids to stand on top of lotuses. Bible or eyeball, lyrics in the sky wall. Miracles inside Paul, my ministry. See men as trees, my enemies see in them easy. Right with venom, ink was hissing, writing still, leaving books burning like the Inquisition. Never asked forgiveness, astrophysics, back to business. Globe models hanging on my balls, call it sacrilegious.
That tells a completely different version of a story you thought you knew by heart. These manuscripts were hidden for a reason. In the end, Nag Hammadi's texts aren't just relics. They're a bombshell on traditional teachings, showing us just how diverse and dynamic early Christian thought was.
You know, just a little something real quick while I get it together over here. Now, y'all seen the God in the chat. You understand what I'm saying? If y'all watch the Podcraft that me and AD did, shout out to Architect D. He always does an amazing job. with the Podcraft. I showed a little footage of a date that's meaningful to me. You understand what I'm saying? And the platform that's meaningful to me. I don't know how the world feel about it. I don't care either. You understand what I'm saying? Do Not Radio turned 10 August 29th of this year. So we did something in honor and ode to that out there. I still got to do my virtual celebration. So Sunshine Nick, I'm gonna be bothering y'all like, yo, pull up, saying, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Here for you.
Come celebrate with me. You understand what I'm saying? We were out in Miami, living our best life on our worst behavior. And I got to see, some of my family. Oh, I don't even know about some. It was a bunch of my family came out in the building. You understand what I'm saying? And it was a magical night, right? And one of the most profound moments of that night was watching the God Infinite Seven Mind go back and forth with Killah Priest on the song, on the verse, got on the stage, did a verse, a cappella verse in the midst of everything going. Like, it was so, like, the energy, that's how powerful that portal was that was open on that day. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to bring the God, and I'm going to have him on as a special guest one of these Royal Priesthood Wednesdays, but I wanted to add him in. You know what I'm saying? Because I just was talking that Jersey stuff earlier. You understand what I'm saying? I was just talking that Jersey stuff, and then, you talk Jersey stuff, Jersey people show up. You understand what I'm saying? So, one who has a long-standing history with Killah Priest, his own unique story, and also with Zodiac, another unique story. So I'm going to let the guy add on, come around and privilege at this time and introduce some to others. The God, Infinite Seven Mind in the building.
Peace to the universal family.
Peace to God.
Doing? Yo, this is an honor and a privilege, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for those kind words. Real talk.
I was there. They wasn't there. So they like, what is he talking about? I'm about to show you right now. You understand what I'm saying? I'm about to show you what I'm talking about.
I got it on my page if you need the footage.
I got the footage. Okay.
Okay.
Footage. Because I was there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That was my born day.
That was your born day?
That was my born day. Yeah. That was 8/29. My born day was 8/28. 8/29 is Michael Jackson's born day.
Yeah. And that's Do Not Radio born day. And my little sister born day on the 29th.
Right.
And that's a couple of the reasons why Do Not Radio was born on that born day. You know what I'm saying? So
that was a dream come true, man. That was not to sound like you know what I'm saying, I'm fanning out, but I grew up
we all
listening to Priest hard, man.
we all that's why we here. You understand what I'm saying?
Like, you know what I mean? Just to, I got into hip hop. I got into hip hop at a very early age, late 80s, early 90s. And I grew up on Saturday morning cartoons and kung fu movies right afterwards. So when the Wu came out, they brought my childhood into the music world, and I was already coming into hip hop. So for those two worlds to come together was incredible. And I studied, for me to become an MC, one of the things that I used to do besides freestyling and people pointing at objects and you picking up rhythm and you picking up words and rhymes, one of the things we used to do back in the day before CDs, we used to have tape decks of, I remember doing it vividly with Liquid Swords, is we used to have album release parties on the block, and we would go to somebody's house because that album was released during the winter. So ain't nobody was outside at that time. And we would play the album, but we would all buy notebooks from the dollar store. And we would sit down and we would write the lyrics. And at that time, there was no Rap Genius. There was no internet how we know it today. So whatever we heard, we wrote down, and we would all stop it and be like, yo, what he said? We would all be drinking 40s. We would buy, you know what I'm saying, St. Ives private stock. I remember those days vividly. And we would be smoking. and we would be listening to Liquor Source album, and that was my introduction to Killah Priest. No, excuse me, my introduction to Killah Priest was the Grave Diggers. And when that came out, the impression of somebody who, like, imagine, like, this is my album, but I love this artist so much, I want to give him his own solo song on my album. So, like, I remember writing his lyrics. I remember writing Cold World, and just the impression it had on me, because I was still a teenager at that time. And when Priest came out with his own album, Heavy Mental, and, we were listening to Soldiers of Darkness, if you remember that track, Five Archangels, we were listening, we were like, we were diggers, not for samples, because we didn't have equipment to produce anything like that, but we would search for records. And I remember my brother's older than me, Gabriel the Archangel. He used to go to the record stores and have a relationship with the people who sold records. And I remember him paying, because if you remember, the record stores used to have the albums like a week in advance before they dropped. And he would pay them like $50 sometimes to have the album earlier, and they would sell it to him under the table. And we would be listening to the albums before they were released. And I just remember, we're talking like early 90s, mid 90s, the impact that hip hop had in our community. Because it was either that or sell drugs and get caught up in, gang activity out in the streets. And what kept me away from that was hip hop. And I have to pay homage to the Wu for, even though I was never directly in their presence physically, indirectly, I don't know if they know the type of salvation that they had in a lot of our communities, man. And a lot of people who didn't get caught up in the drug game or anything like that, because something that they might have heard on the Wu album, off a Jizza record or something like that, or or they were just in the studio. Like, we were in the studio a lot. That was our thing. Our thing was building a studio, getting money to build a studio. And I'm not gonna lie, some of the money was illegal, but you know what I mean? We would take that money and buy it. I remember the first beat machine we had was the MPC 2000, like one of the first versions. And we used to record off the Vastcam. Remember the Vastcam? It was a blue machine with a tape deck, and you were able to record on the tape, but it was digital recording,
Hold on, Lord. We got to have the hip hop moment. Okay.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I was there, right there, next to the God, right? So one step had just went off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, because I'm not somebody that be sitting still at no hip hop show. You understand what I'm saying? Let me tell you something. When I tell you something, I tell you something. You understand? So the model tone, all that stuff, it go all out the window when it's party time. We party. You understand what I'm saying? Partying, we celebrating. It was a great energy. It was a good vibe. So I had did my 1-2 already. I'm like, all right, I'm good. And then I seen the God beeline towards the stage. I was like, oh yeah, this is about to be epic. I don't know what's about to happen, but it's about to be epic. You know what I'm saying? So God, tell it from your perspective, you know what I'm saying, while we look at it, right?
Yeah. It was the spirit invoked, man. I was invoked by the spirit of Priest, bro. Real talk.
Off the chain right here. I don't know what's up with the sound. Give me a second.
Yeah.
So you going bar for bar. Then he hand you the mic. Then you like, all right, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, this is craziness right here.
And I'm spitting Priest verses. I'm not spitting my own or anything. I'm spitting Priest verses, man. Because
right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you, man, like, he's like the sensei, man. He's the Shigun,
I could find some way to get the sound together. I'm what you add on, God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I just remember being in the back. You gotta understand, I'm geeked out, man. I'm already like, I'm watching Priest perform, and I already got to say peace to him. And you know, I'm a very reserved person. I don't like to bother nobody. I'm always in the back, quiet. But when that music hit, you can see it. Like when you see me in the video, you're gonna see me just like another character. Like the light switch came on, and I was just like, I ran to the front of the stage because I'm in the back. I ran to the front. I'm with my wife at that time, and I ran to the front because I just, you know, I think you performed like 1 or 2 songs, and by the 3rd song, I was like, I can't take it anymore.
Right.
And I just ran to the front, bro. And I just started going crazy. And I think he was having mic problems, and seeing me like just hyping him up, he got hyped, and we were just feeding off each other energy. And he gave me a mic, bro. He gave me like, you know what that is like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like,
Right.
that's like imagine like, you know, Prince gave you my, like, you know what I mean? James Brown gave Michael Jackson the mic or something like that.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. You know, remember that? You ever seen that video when James Brown brought Michael Jackson on stage?
Yeah, of course.
That's what it felt like for me, bro. And I wasn't doing that. You know, James Brown was like, you know, Michael Jackson showed the people what you know how to do. Bro, all I wanted to do was show Priest how much I appreciated his music, man, and still appreciate his music, and how he inspires me so much, man. And I was just grateful for that, man. I was, you know, I got no shame in the game in saying that
Y'all see the
I
guy
bow
on
down to the
stage.
master.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm a
You see
master
the guy
MC.
on the stage, man.
Yeah,
Y'all see
yeah,
him on the stage, man. You
yeah.
understand what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I'm like, all
Bro,
right.
I have no ego in telling you. I say it confidently. I'm a dope ass MC. I'm a master MC, but that's the grand master, and I have to pay homage where homage is paid, man. Straight up. And the fact that he brought me on stage was like, bro, is this happening? I was like, is this for real? I had a surreal moment.
And then there's the moment where you're on stage because of the technical difficulty. So you spit the acapella, right? You spit the acapella, and Priest is looking at you spit the acapella, and he looking at me like, yo, you sing such a I'm like, hell yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like
I saw your head in the camera. Yeah, man. You know, I went and I just wanted to show him one of my favorite 16s that that he performed, you know, on the Priesthood album. He did a song with George Clinton, you know, another legend. And that was one of my favorite songs on that. That was probably my favorite song on that album. And that's still one of my favorite Priest songs. I'm not gonna say it's my favorite Priest song, but it's one of my favorite Priest songs. And I was like, yo, you might have forgot about this because it was so long ago and you came out. You know, because Priest discography is like an encyclopedia.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's like I was showing my wife because she doesn't know hip hop, you know. She was born in Venezuela, and then she came to this country at a young age. And she came here in South Florida. So she didn't really come from that world. So I went and I put Spotify, and I was like, look, I just want to show you his discography. And I just pushed my finger down, like, and it just kept going. And I was like, nonstop. And I just kept doing this. I was like, you see this? This is all his albums and singles, man.
Right.
And it wouldn't stop, bro. It was like a never-ending folder. And I'm like, he doesn't stop, bro. Like this, he's like a monster. He's you know what I mean? Like, I don't really think he's human. You know what I mean? Like he said it, you know, he said it jokingly on the Power album. You know, I'm from a planet of 1,000 suns and 1,000,000 years, and I came down the planet to MC.
You in the zone. You don't even see him looking at you right here. You understand? Like you don't even see him doing the knowledge of what you're doing. Like, yo, this dude, you understand? Like the salute. You understand what I'm saying? The greatest salute is being prepared for an opportunity that presents itself to you.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, the God been waiting for this whole life.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, this is me with heavy mental right here. You understand what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, this is me with, you know what I'm saying, in any of these modalities. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm from that school. I'm from that school. Like if heavy mental was a temple, I'm from that temple. You know what I mean? And to be able to go up on stage, like, I'm still geeked out, man. I'm still like, that really happened. I didn't sleep for like 3 days. I had so much energy. I was like, yo, I can't sleep. Like, you know, because the fact that y'all showed up to my after party, like to the after thing, you know what I mean? Like we just went to like a little hole in the wall. We went to a little dingy ass hole in the wall. You know what I mean? That I see. Yeah, on the MIC. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, Godfather. Yeah, thank you. That was DJ Raw in that video, and DJ Raw is like he's one of the forefathers of Miami hip hop scene. He's the father of Hoodstocks, and Hoodstocks was in the early '90s, late '80s when they were throwing jams in Wynwood before Wynwood is what it is, and that's where Pitbull. That's where a lot of people came up from. So DJ Raw is in that video. So when I moved down to Miami, because he's mentioned in that video, when I moved down here, um, because I think it's very important for people to in this art form to pay respect to the people who came, their predecessors. So I heard about DJ Raw and I was like, let me see if I could find him and then let me see if I can link up with him because I don't feel comfortable coming to a city because I was born and raised in Jersey, 15 minutes away from New York City, Hudson County. And when I came down here, I was like, I don't feel comfortable plugging into the hip hop scene without getting in touch with the people who were there to to build the foundation of what Miami is. Because a lot of people don't notice, but Wynwood down in Miami is like one of the graffiti centers of the world, and DJ Raw was behind that, and you know, Hoodstocks was behind a lot of that. So the fact that he did a cameo in my video, I was like, wow, bro, that was another dope. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, man, that was powerful, man.
We drop this bomb for Infinite. Seven Mind coming through on the humbug. Like I said, we want to schedule something because there's a lot of things that's in your story that's an overlap between Priest and Zodiac and just your own story. Period. You understand what I'm saying? So I want to get into them and give it the credence and the oath that it deserves. I just wanted them to see who I was talking about with the footage. You understand what I'm saying?
Appreciate you, God. Yo, real talk. You didn't even have to do this, God. So I appreciate you for this, man.
You did what you did. You understand? It's your fault. So if it's good, thank yourself. If you don't like it, thank yourself. You understand what I'm saying? You did it. You did what you had to do. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to hear you say Jersey real quick one more time. You understand what I'm saying? For these cats up in here.
201 Jersey.
Because they be acting like they don't know. You know what I'm saying? What it is.
Dirty Jersey. That's the JJ.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 201, the area code.
You ain't 15 minutes from New York. New York 15 minutes from you. Understand what I'm saying? Tell them what it is. You know what I'm saying? Tell them what it is.
For sure. That's a fact. That's a fact. 13 cities in Hudson County, man. A lot of people don't know this. East Newark is in Hudson County. Yeah. East Newark, Harrison, Jersey City, Hoboken. You know what I'm saying? Home of Frank Sinatra. Union City, UNI City. You know what I mean? North Bergen. Yeah. And I'm like 20 minutes away from where Scientific Zodiac. I know him as Scientific. I'm like 20 minutes away from where he's from. So we're close to each other. Well, we grew up close to each other.
Jersey all day. You know what I'm saying? Just for the record. Let me just say it one more time. I'm talking shit today. Right. Jersey up here. You understand? Right. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying?
Always.
You already know.
I thank you for your time, man. Tell the people where they can find you, where they can find your music.
Infinite Seven Mind.
Back in like a week or two. So just
let me know, God. Let me know. Infinite Seven Mind. Everything is my YouTube, Infinite Seven Mind, Infinite, INF, INITE, the number 7, MIND, all one. my Instagram, my Facebook, my Twitter, X account, YouTube account, my .com, but my .com, I'm still working on it, man. Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, YouTube Music, whatever you need, man. Infinite Seven Mind. Yeah, I appreciate you, God. Thank you for allowing me this platform, man.
True indeed. Make sure you link up with Sunshine on there. She's very ill on that microphone. Understand what I'm saying? And it ain't nothing like some Jersey folks getting together, showing the rest of the world that they need to put their damn pens down, throw them in the trash, whatever they need to do with them. You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, so make sure y'all link up, man. I would love to see a collab happen. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
On the multitude of levels. So
for sure.
I'll be reaching out to you, Lord. Peace, God.
Peace.
Peace.
Beautiful.
Hey, I got one more question. Wait a minute. Time out. So this holy day is a special day. It's 9/19/9. And I got a master supreme numerologist here. So what's up?
What's up?
What's the
tell me what's up.
mathematical 9/19/9?
What's the astrological, astronomical, mathematical, mathemagic for the mathematician to the math magician?
It's a special holy day.
Yeah,
special holy day.
Yeah.
I mean, we got some beautiful synchronicity going on here because 9/19 Virgo sunshine, Virgo in the Chaldean system, the older mystical system, melanated Chaldeans, and that system, when we add up the letters in Virgo, that adds up to guess what? Guess what that adds up to? Just take a guess.
Is it 8?
It adds up to 19.
It adds up to 19. Oh, snap.
adds up to a 19, you know. So you got that very, very fortunate sun energy right there. That sun card, that sun number right there. So yeah, that 19 is a great number to have, whether you keep it in the 19 or you reduce it down to a 10 to that wheel of fortune. That that's a great number. That's a great number to have, and it's right in alignment with Virgo too. So I mean, we just starting with that. So that's very fortunate, very, very lucky number to have, and I ain't got to worry about you being responsible with that energy. I already know you doing good deeds and just putting forth positivity with that. So that positivity is only going to return back to you, with that 19, that alpha and omega right there. I know we was gonna figure out some way to tie that in. I was born the alpha and omega right there, but let's see what else we got. So we got that number one energy right there. So we got 1, 9. So we got 1. Yeah. So that one energy. We've been talking about the number 1 all night tonight. so you definitely gonna have the wind on your back. You're gonna be cruising. You're gonna be flying. Going into this cycle right here. And then we not far from 2026 either. It's that more number 1 energy, man. Listen. I want to be your best friend. I'm telling you that right now. I definitely want to be around you coming into this cycle. With all this one energy, this independence, this ambition. This creativity. I can't wait to see what creativity you're gonna tap into. In this cycle. And what new experiences you're gonna have, because everything's gonna be brand new experiences, new beginnings, wiping the slate clean, going to some new places, everything new. Love it, everything new.
I feel it. I appreciate that. I'm excited because I'm a life path. Dropping the bombs.
Yep.
Y'all dropping the bombs. I'm just,
I appreciate
responding.
that.
Some call and response. So since y'all said Alpha and Omega like 16 times, we're gonna play Alpha and Omega right now. You know what I'm saying? So we could get some add on. You understand what I'm saying?
That's right.
Add on. Tell somebody we live. Royal Priesthood Wednesdays. Sunshine Monie L. Nick in the building. Got to see Infinite Seven Mind in the building. Everybody's here. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody's here. Jersey up in here too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jersey. Only.
Carry the weight of remorse and confusion at equal measure. As I return to my throne with my foot on the black stone with Hebrew letters. Silence swallows my courts. The justice becomes stiff as a corpse. As the weight of my words sit in their thoughts. Priests of infinite force. Their faces etched with questions. It shook like an etch-a-sketch. Out the text, how did he resurrect? I'm out of the second death. The house of Melchizedek. Not dying, just held my breath. Start climbing from hell steps. The gravity of the situation began to settle. They said horrified, he's in the skin of the devil. An eerie suspense, each discovery echoed. Chambers of whispered fears and fractured stories of my missing years. Now I'm back on glory. The enigmatic writings with the tip of a lightning is frightening. In my textbook that death put with hearses, writing fort green verses and red hooks. Inside of my bed-style bars, it's all shots. I found skills in Brownsville, wall to wall with ops. More things to jot, more things to watch. With a task push to Flatbush, a ring around the block. All the hood flicks and Bushwick. It's like I wrote with a bullet. From my memoirs gun, triggers, ideas pulled it. The results unschooled the reality. Sun Tzu's mentality, this kung fu that balanced me. The T makes me the Alpha Omega MC. Free greatness. I died laughing, attended my own funeral, left wine glasses, shedding tears of joy like weddings. In the atmosphere near destroyed, my index on Jesus' death. Till I get my point across, took the stride of torrents, trying to wipe the anointing off. Lamps with no oil, y'all vessels for the devil. Throw shade, roll over in your grave, I got the shovel. My face in the tarot. Read your palm, see the storm, escape from the ghetto. Where the air thickens a pair of griffins. Above the stained glass window sitting. Angels clash in my writtens. There's blood, paint, and ashes in my scriptures. Back off, this ain't what you asked for, it's forbidden. You don't need a passport, all you need is a thought, it's cemented. Dimensions, you're going in and coming out every sentence. Peace to Kai Zodiac, Star Map Ascension. Priesthood recordings. Standing ovation, the whole nation. I can see Julius Caesar applauding. The search now through purple clouds. Shout out to Thurston Howe. Polo shirts through power. Ourselves roar across. Ralph Lauren, behold a pale horse. Young men that fell court. Some sell, some snort. Some nail to the cross, while others make bail. That's jail in New York. In every city, state, and every coast. Though there's plenty ways to never choke. Never choke.
The pre-orders are out. Y'all seen the merchandise? The merchandise is out. The album is out. The album will be available everywhere on the 21st. Yo, I'm telling you, the lead up, the lead in, the track list, and everything that's happening with the Braxis too. You understand what I'm saying? Shout out to Purpose. Shout out to Killah Priest, the Iron Soft. You know, the Iron Soft of hip hop. Hip hop's alpha and omega out here, added and active. You understand? So, what's your thoughts on the song that y'all heard, man? You know what I'm saying? Tell Killah Priest something. He watching. He just texted me. He said, I'm watching. What's up? Let me know what's up. But y'all feeling the Braxis too. Y'all feeling alpha and omega. He watching.
I'm feeling it. I've always been an admirer of his lyricism and how he narrates like how he puts images in your mind, you know, and I don't know. I'm a fan. I like it. I'm excited for it. I was a big fan of the Abraxas one, so like I already know number 2 is going to be popping. I'm excited for all the. I like the whole creativity he does with how he puts like a whole project together. So I don't know too much about it, so I'm coming in there like no expectations, no nothing. Like so, I'm excited. Hopefully, we get him back on the Cosmic Nobody's conversation about it. Know what I'm saying? Put that out there.
Mhm. Oh yeah, yep. Same. I'm excited for it too. Fan of Abraxas one, and when we were on earlier in the year, and I was telling them about that number 7 because he's born on the 16th. When you listen to them bars, it make you want to go and study and go do some research. You know, he started dropping those illusions in there. You're like, oh wait a minute, let me go look this up. So you can tell that not only is he putting this music together sonically, but he's putting a lot of thought and research into the lyrics. Very intentional with the lyrics, just like the number 7s do. You know, they heavy on that research and heavy on that spirituality too. And the most effective number 7 is going to give you a balance between the the spiritual and the intellectual. You know, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that project too. But until then, I'm going to be listening to the catalog. You know, the rest of the catalog leading up to it.
That's what it is right there. Shout out to John Newsom. I know he watching. You understand what I'm saying? We got some tricks up our sleeve for y'all. You understand? So it's gonna be something crazy. So before y'all go, Lord Jamar is born on this day. Capadonna is born tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Big Virgo energy up in this joint. And also for the people that's out here, you know, how can they maximize the rest of Virgo season? How can they maximize the rest of September? We're going to Libra. You understand what I'm saying? So October and September is shared with the Libras. Then we get into Scorpio season. What can they do for the rest of 2025 in preparation for 2026 based off of a lot of these transits and a lot of this numeric energy? You know what I'm saying? Talk to the people and say something slick to them. You know what I mean? Let them know what it is.
Go ahead, sis. You can go first.
Oh, all right. Well, you know, it's all about mindset in this space. We're in the energy of harvest, so like I said before, you gotta be aware when people are trying to harvest your energy, trying to harvest your mindset and your thought process, because you know your mind is your power and it creates the reality that we live in, especially when we are collectively putting our minds together. So keep that into the forefront of your mind when you guys are engaging in certain things, when you liking and sharing and commenting on certain things, especially in these ones and zeros. Like definitely protect your brain, protect your third eye up here, because this is definitely the place where a lot of mindset harvesting happens and emotional harvesting happens. You know, when we get into the month of 10, we are heavy in the Jeb. We in the earthly realm, from the Jebs to the Ketters. You know, we add in the 1s to the 9, which brings us back to 1, bringing us back to 10. So heavy doing that during October. You know, Oct is the 8, so standing on business while we do it. Transformations happening in that space while we're in that. To be mindful of being overly dramatic. When we get into Nove, the month of the Noves, the 11, that's our space of mastery. And that is like you can get into wisdom there with the 11 and 9, bringing wisdom in our cipher, or you can bring that 11 to 2 and just be in your space of mastery there. But that's what you're going to do there. And then when we get to December, we're in our knowledge and wisdom. That's going to bring us to understanding, and we're going to give birth to our understanding too. This year 9 is definitely about giving birth to the numbers. Journal. Pay attention to the cycles that we in. Majority of our new moons have been on a 4. So, finding that sense of stability, being in your Mayat, paying attention to your celestial womb. Men have wombs too. Don't get it twisted. You got a reproductive system just like everybody else. Y'all stay grounded in that, and what it is that you reproduce in this space by yourself and with others is very important. Being intentional is key, as always, but definitely in this space where everything that we're doing and we're saying, we're bringing into fruition. If it ain't something that you really want to see happen, use that emotional intelligence and knock that out your mind. You know what I'm saying? Don't spread that information. Don't spread that energy because you don't want other people to catch it. Things of that nature. Like I was telling y'all before, we do have an eclipse this Sunday on the 21st on the day of 3. Expression, creation, and emotion. 3 also brings us into Secker. I don't know why I had to look it up. Like I don't know that off the top of my head. But this is Bina energy, understanding power and increase in our direction and walking in our truth. Ecstasy is cultivated here by not being of the world and harvesting material things. That's another thing we get caught up in when we get into the creation and the 3s and the Bina energy. It's not about the mundane things of the world. It's about your spiritual self and having a sense of spiritual understanding and allowing your will to be in alignment with the will of the collective. We are all facets of God. So being in that godly alignment is important when we in this harvest energy, when we in this space. It's not about selfishness, it's about selflessness. If y'all want to join me, I do eclipse seances for the collective. It's not no personal, whatever, what have you. Also getting into, utilizing your powers to benefit the world rather than just yourself, obtaining your own personal material things. It's about being amongst the collective. And if you don't learn nothing else in this era or this age of the Ketters, know that the power to be one with all, to be, be your unique self, but remember we are united. All the fingerprints come together and make the hand, and the hand gets things done. You know what I'm saying? So don't get caught up in the individuality of it all and separating everything and you over here and me over there and da 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 da. Yeah, they all parts that make up a whole, and we still need the whole to get things done. So don't lose sight. It's going to be a lot of energy that's pulling us apart because they want us to lose sight of that. You know what I'm saying? You got a couple differences to me. You think different than me. You're not all in alignment with what, but that's the power of moving away from the Pisces energy, which is about being the school of fishes. You had to have that herd mentality to survive in that Pisces energy. But now we're coming into the more like individuality of Aquarius, but still having that connectivity is heavy here. And then in the 22nd is the New Year's, Rosh Hashanah, peace to the gods. It's a great time to do it, repentance, fasting, cleansing, preparing, setting your tone for what it is you want to harvest for this year, especially when we get into the harvest moon in October. Then we have Yom Kippur, which is our space of atonement when we get into repentance, and definitely fasting on that day. I think that's the first to the second. And then the harvest moon is the 6th. Our harvest moon is on the 6th of October. So what is that? That's the day of 7. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. So enjoy that. Oh, and y'all can find my music on all streaming platforms. Like I said, Sunshine Monet L. Y'all reach out to me. I do have a couple things coming up. I do teach classes. I got some classes coming up in October in the House of Mystics Facebook group. Also they have the Cosmic Nobodies Convention. We're going live. We're doing it virtual this year. It's going to be on October 4th. Knowledge Born Out Loud is an award winner. And also on the day that we do the award show, I'll be opening back up nominations as well. So if y'all want that link to nominate y'all healers for the 2026 Cosmic Nobodies Convention, y'all want to be, in alignment with us and watching everybody win their awards for the 25, pull up, message me, all that fun stuff. I also do personal readings. I also make jewelry, and it's fun here. Y'all be on the lookout for my next music project. It's called Alpha Damascus. And I get real heavy into, the Sephiros and things like that there. And I think that's it. That's all I got. All right, peace.
Oh man, I mean, you got. Oh man, exactly. I mean, that's all you got. That's plenty. That's plenty right there. You know, and I love that you you know, you're having that convention on the October 4th. You know, 4 is one of my numbers right there. So you know, I love that. And yeah, you definitely multi-talented and got your hands in a lot of things, you know. And I'm waiting to link up with you on that Forex study too. I've been studying. Yeah, you know, I've been studying. I got my book right here. I've been studying and playing around with the demo account. But you know, I'm waiting to get with you on that too. You know, as well as check out your performances in you know, in person at some point. You know, I got to make my way down to the bottom of Jersey. You know, I'm at the top, you at the bottom. So I'm gonna make my way down there at some point. But definitely, you know, definitely well said on you know, closing out the last quarter or the final quarter, fourth quarter of the year. And I would just say, you know, to add on to that, as I, you know, mentioned in my September message, is emphasizing the importance of emotional regulation, you know, with this energy, and, you know, being kind and compassionate and patient with yourself and with other people, because we are being tested, you know, as a collective. Our patience, our energy is being tested. Harvest season, energy is attempted to being harvested. I will also say to, you know, start planting those seeds now. Start that transformation process now. You know, don't wait until January. Get started now. It's a prime time, ideal time to start the transformation process, taking inventory of what's, you know, what are assets, what are liabilities, what's adding on to you and serving you and feeding you, and what's dragging you down and draining your energy. Take inventory of those things and start purging them, start getting rid of them, because like I said earlier, you can't welcome in the new and the better if you don't have space for it. You know, you gotta create the space for it, for those new experiences, those new relationships, you know, traveling to those new places. You want to clear the space for the better and the improved. And for the rest of Virgo season, you know, it's a fortunate, you know, it can be a fortunate time if you choose to vibrate on the higher level of it. You know, Virgo is here to teach us that, you know, we can attract good luck. You know, we can attract fortunate events, but we have to be vibing high. As Sunshine mentioned, there's a lot of number 3 energy, you know, coming up repeatedly, and that number 3 is that optimistic number. You know, so we have to maintain our optimism, keeping our vibrations high, keeping our thoughts high, minding our mental, you know, in these last few months. And as long as we're doing that, staying on point, you know, standing on our square, you know, we should close out the year on a strong note and come into 2026, you know, hitting the ground running, pushing through, standing on our own too, coming in with power, you know, activating that personal power. That's the meaning of supreme numerics. You know, using these numbers to help guide you and activate that abundance and power, you know, within you. So that's all I got as far as closing out this last quarter. What we need to keep in mind, you know, keep the vibrations high, optimism, being patient with yourself and others, and compassionate, and of course, you know, that high vibration of love. Love is the highest vibration of human understanding and compassion. Always return to that especially now with all this 9 energy and allow it to carry us through, the end of the year, the end of the year. So if you want to connect with me, my website is supremenumerics.com. On Instagram, I'm Mr. Westbrooks. Email nick@supremenumerics.com. We got Unread Book Review coming up this Saturday with Nick and Rue. So shout out to my sister Mawu Rue. We will be live on Saturday for a new episode, 2:30 p.m. on the Mr. Westbrooks Class YouTube channel. So that's all I got coming up, and it was a beautiful build. Always a pleasure to build with the sister Sunshine, Monie L, Virgo Sunshine, and the living legend Knowledge Born Allah in the media streets here. And I look forward to the next build. Peace.
Yo, I'm outside in the front. Yo, I came through the door. You ain't hearing me, I came through the door, not the way. I was walking through the walls, now I'ma stay. Never touched the knob, still I'm on the other side. Spirit in the body that decay. Saw the movie, the Akashic matinee. I stepped out, hoping in the end I would score Jane. Headed to the herb spot, a trip for that raw strain. I passed out when I entered the door frame. I awoke on an infinite thought train. Numbers kept falling, this is digital thought rain. Faces in the puzzle, yeah, the keys are in your brain. But once you use them, then tremendous rewards came. Or be forever trapped in this invisible board game. Something makes you stronger, I was gifted with pure pain. Inside the first car where the killers with swords came. Giant ram's heads, can of wickers that cause flames. Distinguished when you master the elixir in your veins. Bad attitudes turn to whispers that's more sane. Staring down the stair rings, endless the floor plane. This world's a whirlpool, slowly spinning was your claim. Zodiac signs on the lid to the storm drain. Around the keyhole you can't enter with poor aim. Ninja Turtle Island mound building was your name. They asked in the second car, stashing the weapons far, but food everywhere. Getting snacks at the pleasure bar, gluttonous. Bull-headed men wearing oven mitts. One got selfish, now they fighting over muffin mix. The colonel kept shooting at the chickens on their bucket list. Said we got enough to go around, that's the sun lips. Enough of this, to the next call where the doubles is. Who don't agree, can't make up their mind what the trouble is. Struggling to use the key, suddenly there's two of me. I said we both right, this whole struggle is illusory. It said that he was left and so I left in ingenuity. Inside the fourth car where I rested, it was lunacy. The moon had a rifle shooting crabs in the barrels. Not the target, but the bullets, tiny crabs in the barrels. That jammed each other up as they grabbed your apparel. Try to pull you back into the sand and the gravel. That same cover, like the ad-libs and ether, the same cover. That same over, so comfortable, they stuck in the same coma. While I search for the conductor that's running the train motor. Made it to the fifth, danger with a twist. I'm a child again, but nights before the days don't exist. And no one grows old, you can stay here if you wish. We was playing, then the ego turn the fingers that can't resist. Every bite upon the tail, lions on my trail that force you to go to work if you make it to the sixth. You want change, you gotta make it to your shift. Left the childish things behind, I ain't playing as I lift. Rooted in the routines that burden free. Zombies working all the time, this ain't working for me. But even if you branch out, you still turn to a tree. The only way you bear fruit sounded perfect to me. But now I'm stepping over rice, I was certain to ski. But why won't this door open? I was certain this key. Oh, and these two of us searching for the perfect match inside of you. Measuring the heat, thermostat, flowing up and holding up their britches like maternal fat. Beauty everywhere, fluorescent eternal sunsets. Could be in this arguments and chilling on the the sun deck. 8th car searching for the villain or the suspect. Could be anybody, Scott them to see the subject. A room full of scorpions cautiously playing freeze tag. Paralyze each other like Medusa taking weed drags. Inside a hall of mirrors make you stoned enough to be jabbed. Revenge orgies never end, so I hit the night. My source, the high soaring over distant heights. Superman, everyone was flying here, medulla might partying, philosophizing, birds looking human like. Everybody tweeting all the time, it was Truman like. 10th car was locked, bunch of ghosts were inside. In the business meeting, planning to control and divide. They just playing who's the boss, but the one could decide. Wanna make it through this car, you need a manual guide. So I climbed over, ripped the handles on the ride. As I reached the top, that's when the portal appeared. Inside a giant eyeball, it was awfully weird. But I entered as the gravity and walls that was here just vanished out the blue lightning storms that I cleared. I absorbed, you can still see the form in my beard. Current in the wiring, combing my synapses, hit revolts when they be firing. Electric men, body made of bolts in the sky that sing. I change, sonic sound rings, I'll be dropping chains. Listen when the source clash, hidden when they're not in range. Doctor Strange telepath, visions I cannot explain to you, so don't never ask. 12th car, most that went inside never came back. Lullabies playing made them sleepy till they take naps. Music of the spheres, songs playing from the train track. Cosmic University, planet cycle trading course. We was all born on this train, and we can't get off. Whether you was kind or a jerk, that's Jamaican sauce. Near the engine, now the engineers running, taking off. Grabbing by his mask, I'm too fast, made him take it off. Saw my own face underneath the serrated cloth. My glow's fiercer, melted the snow piercer. Written in the air, cause the message get no clearer. We all arrived with a number that glow. 5-5, 1980, down to 20 or so. 28, simplify it to a 1 and an O. If you break it down further, I'm the one you should know. Every point of the circle is another degree. Will spoke for different messages, each one's a decree. Yeah, before heaven got to master the earth, or try to lead the 12th car in the back in the first. Or above his train moving 8-track in reverse. 720 tracks, I'll be rapping one verse. If the train is invented, the terrain isn't finished. It's too large, there's no way to diminish. Just wait a sec, it'll hit your brain in a minute. Yeah, wheels in the sky at the highest of heights. Keep spinning for the record, every track will be safe. For a train of infinity, along with the light. For the Zodiac transit, this the ride of your life. Prepare for forever, our infinity train. So I'll rotate eternally and spins the terrain. Overboard orbitors coming into the train. Every car is a sign on this infinite plane.
Phoenix. From a mustard seed, I must succeed. Through storm clouds, a horned owl just brushed the trees. The rainfall, I remain small, so luckily the grain is tall, but I change form, become a tree. Dusting off my leaves, the moth and bee swirl around me. A world with no boundaries. The ignorant 10% thought it was just a breeze. Throwing dirt cause their heart holes in their hurt. Hey yo, Ty, you know the chart shows when to be alert. This goes from 2 in a verse to a whole universe. The altitude is windy, but through currents and air pockets, a rare prophet. To feel the world is too empty, it's too much to explain. Ty pH is the water, so it's only right she rain. And y'all know my name. Yeah, Ty Wave.
Taking you higher than you ever been. Feel the rush in the air when we touch the wind. Soaring with the eagles, baby, here we up. In the clouds past heaven, baby, fly with us. Taking you higher than you ever been. Feel the rush in the air when we touch the wind. Soaring with the eagles, baby, here we are. In the clouds past heaven, baby, fly with us.
A royal priest beside a phoenix is no less than fire. Every bar's a power line like an electric wire. We interplanetary beings, we could stand the sun. Been to 23 galaxies like a Samsung. When they speak of royalty, they thinking J and B. I'm talking higher deities and the awakened me. Unmistakably, I leveled up from A to B. Laid this beat like it was masonry. Don't play with me. Going higher than the rest of them. Flying, we caress the wind. Tower over lesser men, taller than the Nephilim. Use it like a sharp sword, so you will respect the pen. Claiming my reward every day, I put the effort in. Jewels around the throat chakra like a diamond necklace. Gather knowledge, drop clues like a crime detective. I took the road less traveled, found divine direction. We on the plane of existence with space and time connecting.
Taking you higher than you ever been. Feel the rush in the air when we touch the wind. Soaring with the eagles, baby, here we up. In the clouds past heaven, baby, fly with us. Taking you higher than you ever been. Feel the rush in the air when we touch the wind. Soaring with the eagles, baby, here we up. In the clouds past heaven, baby, fly with us. 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 Fly with us.
Silent. Rain and thunder, the pain I'm under. Paranoid, I keep seeing the same numbers. Even on the train that's coming. Lights in the tunnel. I'm standing at the terminal of eternal jewels.
God is love. It's either you just did. The same thing that created the tree created me. The same elements that created water created you. Same element that creates the wind and the rain created woman. God is everyone and everywhere.
I said it before, I'm a melody, a metaphor. I'm the L-O-V-E, comma, MC, comma, mentor, comma, Assalamu alaikum, breaking, Satan, embracing the day sun with night arms, quite calm. You see peace as we sleep, as you stare in the spheres, you hear light bombs, distorted noise, distant thunder, a sense of joy and mystic wonders. Spring is escorted into fall's courthouses in the winter season to visit summers.
The moon and the stars, the fields full of grain, the soft summer breezes and the mountain rains, it all belongs to my Father. Abba now is Shabbat Shemayim, Orion, Holy Mount Zion, snowy owls flying. I watched them closely, then slowly they morphed into Kobe Bryant. Talking, what is he saying? Then behind him I saw thousands of musicians playing instruments, intimate, actors and entertainment giants, masters of science. Get a path with their guidance. I'm in the craft when I'm writing. I am brass, I am diamonds. I wear a mask to keep them shining. I believe in man. I believe in woman. I believe that we can change anything that's wrong. I believe that God gave every man and every woman the power to change, to cause effect, to treat people decently. We have the power to feed the hungry children or not to feed. We have the power to give and administer justice or non-justice. We have the power for everything.
I dissolve the Old and New Testament like it's a peppermint. These gospels open up my nostrils. The treatment's like a medicine. It secretes within my tonsils. Then I speak counsels to my apostles. Like it's heaven sent, like Jesus in the Nephilims. I'm in past and present tense. To unmask the devil Schmidt, to the upper class of presidents. What a testosterone or estrogen.
Wait a minute, the colossal bones left evidence. Paintings of these ancient astronauts on these stones are copper tone. Salo, let's make an instrument. Chisel, now place the rocks on his phone. Then put it in this box that's unknown. The sun is hot, ozone, layer, prayer, watch. Time stops the invention of hip-hop. This is a microphone. The scenery is like a twilight zone. That's how I write poems. As I hone in my third eye combs. Then combs through ancient black civilizations and highlight thrones. Blood type Israelite to the real Christ is shown.
Do you believe in God? That is God to me. God is trees, air, women, men, children. We are made in his image. So my philosophy is if we're in his image, we must really be close to him. So man and woman must be a part of him. That is God.
Oh, here my CD mother, save the babies.
energies, indestructible, ain't a substitute. I've been through the ringer once or two, ain't gon' front of you. Blood of Zeus, negativity, gotta cut it loose. Immortality, balance me, I become acute. Top looking down, I've been viewing from a higher roof. Dirt on my name, don't affect me cause I'm liar proof. Navigate through the viper's room, the entire route. Planted on my brain when I strike like the vipers do. Light beam, you see me here but I'm just sightseeing. Here to feel my purpose, validation I am not seeking. My secret and my superpower. If I told you had the key, you gotta shine no matter who around you. This is 528, spit through a burst. And not whatever works, this is light work from the anointed ones. Or be here forever, how the story begun.
No matter what they do, they can't break us down. We know who we are.
The call, the chosen, the few, doing exactly what we came to do, and that's true.
They can never stop us and break us down. We know who we are.
The call, the chosen, the few, doing exactly what we came to do. How about you? To my survivors, we sustaining, the ones remaining. We wrote the real book on power like we raising Canaan. This is deeper than rap music and entertainment. We raised up the frequency and now the game is changing. Back emerging with a classic, I'm merging with havoc. We never sacrificed the soul just to further the status. Middle finger to you frauds, ain't heard of you bastards. Save the combative theatrics cause you can't match us. Tried the soul snatchers, but we dead in distractions. Look at karma, now you gotta watch it from the rafters. Perfection in the flesh, God's architecture. The light inside us triggers the demons and y'all lesser. Weaker vessels can't take the pressure. You don't belong in my sector, I'm a light body manifester. This mission's embedded, they can't edit our genetics. When you hear a prophet to speak, you don't forget it.
No matter what they do, they can't break us down. We know who we are.
The call, the chosen, the few, doing exactly what we came to do, and that's true.
They can never stop us and break us down. We know who we are.
The call, the chosen, the few, doing exactly what we came to do. How about you?
No matter what they do, they can't break us down. We know who we are.
The call, the chosen, the few,
doing exactly what we came to do,
and that's true.
They can never stop us and break us down. We know who we are.
The call, the chosen, the few,
doing exactly what we came to do.
How about you?
No matter what they do,
have it. Represent the infamous Ty Phoenix, Ty P.
They can never stop us.
Survive. Batman and G Dollar on the beat.
Here, the centuries of loneliness were to end.
Your collection of Leonardo da Vinci masterpieces, Mr. Flint.
They appear to have been recently painted
on contemporary canvas with contemporary materials.
Then, age, death, the taste of dust. Do you understand?
You wanted a perfect, ultimate woman. As brilliant, as immortal as yourself. Your mate for all time.
Merkaba master. I charter demons to other worlds, drive devils to plaster. Rush them to hell, breathing asthma. Play Satan on gurneys next to Hermes. Send them off to their journey to Cleopatra. They read those chapters, egos captured. The Leo laughter, neoplasma. Run through my veins in this matrix, and my basement became a plaza. And now I'm in the Sky Lounge with negative spirit hackers. Build on math and we read the chapters. Observe through our windows at the quiet disasters. Riots and NASA, marches, gender pride, freedom rights for the masses. Till we do away with first and second citizen classes. Religion is backwards, trying to comprehend to the pastor. This gym is like Jasper. Either we all live and strive for the youth to survive, or it all ends with the rapture. Forget waiting on the man, I'm making a plan. And for the ages of false statements, I'm taking a stand. Start an investigation on Satan with a cross in my hand. Make a plea guilty, now face the jury. We're in the courts of I am. If I could just vanish from off the planet, like magic, become caught from granite. Days mathematics is understanding.
Hey, hey, did you hear? This is the perfect place to disappear. Did you hear? This is the perfect place to disappear.
A billion stories in the naked city. Ghost told me that his best friend needs a kidney. We froze, reminisce of Tiffany in the cold. Open whiskey from the 20s in the memory. Sympathy made the angels play a symphony. Said he could've had a scholarship. Toured different colleges. Now he's out of it, faded away slowly on dialysis. His name remained anonymous, but here's my acknowledgements. Street legends and hood guards. Kingdom fall into a mirage. Ghetto depression sets in. Then we place weed and cigars. A child has difficulties concentrating. From where he lives, he sees his promises fading. He sees his pops gone, his mom's is aging. She trying to stay strong for a church congregation. And meanwhile, a kid named Rico was the coke king. A lot of siblings of the dope fiends hope you scream. A lot of children with broken dreams, homes were clean. The most extreme, you got rich and what you sold to queens. Look what you did to Josephine. And Ebony is unheavenly. The devil's ready with open wings. As Lucifer uses love and his youthful mug. Then his blood on the cobra's fangs.
Hey, hey, did you hear? This is the perfect place to disappear. Did you hear? This is the perfect place to disappear.
Zodiac, and Ty Phoenix, representing Polarity, iller than ever before. Polarity, that's the universal law.
You know Phoenix set it off right. Haters mad they can't copy the archetype. Awesome light that's glowing out my avatar. MCs rather spark, get sabotage. Our destiny was written in the ethers. That's why we make shit look seamless. Gotta resurrect the people when they fall behind. Cancerian leader, I'm a cardinal sign. Two sides to the laws of attraction. There's an equal and an opposite reaction. We represent all signs, no slacking. From Leo love to Aquarius detachment. Top renegades, lyrical assassins. Y'all not made of the same type fabric. We here to ascend. God in human skin. In the game of life, baby, all we do is win.
Bullseye till I Scorpio, I'ma shoot again. Word killer, that's Gemini, getting the eighth verbal. Edibles that can get them high with a taste. We all satisfied, we really just getting by on the plate. Wow, that's a planet without an end. Getting my infinite plane, I spin around it again. Liquid fire is spilling out of my pen. We overturning this ending how it begins. Handcrafted Ouroboros, leather boots on the ground grass. Always feel audible meal that's made it sound grass. I drift off like the smoke from the barrel of shaft. The principal with such class, I balance the staff. Too late to sip a rewind from the hourglass. I calculated each step even without math. Screw the lightning bolts in the sky. I rush the clouds crash. Thought wheels spin in the sky even without sun. Sun,
dark,
light,
dark,
high,
low,
low,
night.
Sun,
Left, right, flow,
as above,
so below. We on a mission to slay the enemy totally. Bars is deadly, weaponized poetry. I'm held up in high esteem with respect. Swords the pinnacles of every queen in the deck. What? You ain't never seen God in the flesh? Can't duplicate the qualities that we possess. We gon' make them all bow down and confess. You in 3D, we playing 5D chess.
You know the league's best, don't you see the finesse? The plan is planning everything, no needing to guess. We just kicking the door in, we don't need a request. Uranus, the one-man SWAT team, kaboomy rank. Spun the block, got it made, swiping on your clocks clean. It's our time, speaking crystals in the watch screen. The stars align, they admitted we the top team. We manifested every vision, these are not dreams.
Beams from the sun shine like a Leo. Aquarius, the opposite, that's the people. Capricorns on the rise straight through the ceiling. All my Cancer crabs in touch with their feelings.
Every season from the top when you elevate. And Libra keep the scales on me like I'm accelerate. Big hip to the stars, now that's a starship. Back-to-back hits, I ain't never seen the armies miss.
Go to war like an Aries if you bring beef, or like a Libra, we can negotiate peace.
For my Sag archers, Gemini thinkers, Leo on the stage, Aquarian change bringers.
Gemini, that's the twins, yeah, cause it's two. Sag hopping on flights, then schooling you.
This for Scorpios, killing them with my Taurus bulls. Virgos working they shift, Piscean orbital. Sun,
dark,
light,
dark,
high,
low,
day,
night,
sun, left,
right,
ebb,
flow,
as above,
so below, as above, so below, so below.
This polarity all day. Ain't no fall without spring. For every head there's a tail. Keep on balancing the scale. World order. Ty Phoenix. Kai Zodiac.
Drop a quick bomb for that. How y'all enjoyed the show? Y'all had a good time tonight? Royal Priesthood Wednesdays? Was we royal with the priesthood tonight? Just gonna get better and better. You know what I mean? So shout out to our guest, Sunshine Monie L, and our brother, Mr. Westbrooks, aka Sumeric Nick, in the building. Next week we have the one and only Sante DeRazio coming back. His book comes out next week, so we can get further into the book intricacies. A Shot in the Dark. Shout out to John Newsom for the assist. We got some amazing things in store, I'm telling you. So keep in tune, see what's happening. Tell somebody to tell somebody. Stay tuned for the Podcraft. Tomorrow, Architect D will be in the building. You understand what I'm saying? So just stay in tune with that. Song promotion segment. I'm on the KillerPriest.tv site. Wear more Killer Priest. Play more Killer Priest. And if you one of those, drink more Killer Priest. You understand what I'm saying? We in the building, right? So I'm going to do what I do best. Play more Killer Priest. And then we up out of here. So again, thank you for everybody tuning in. I'll be tuned in tomorrow for the regular Podcraft schedule time, and Friday Capadonna album release / Born Day party / Virgo Sunshine Day. A lot of stuff happening on Friday. You understand what I'm saying? So be in tune. If you're in LA, you're in California, it's going down. Young Hump, aka Hump Low, will be the host. It's gonna be something crazy. You don't want to miss that. If you're in the building, the guests that they got lined up, the performers they got lined up, the people that's gonna be in the building, the energy that's gonna be in the building, the hip hop that's gonna be in the building. Make sure y'all pull up. KillerPriest.tv song promotion segment. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you get your song promotions in, and make sure you get this Abraxas 2 album and this merch. You understand what I'm saying? John Newsom, he's stunning on me. He's like, yo, my merch came in, son. You know what I'm saying? He showed me like, yeah, my merch came in, son. Boom, boom, boom. So I need to see those Abraxas 2 merch reels. So, you know, we can send them into Architect D. We can play them here. Again, we are the digital street team of this Podcraft. This is our Podcraft. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, just a new album's coming. So new merch, new visuals, everything. Let's see them reaction videos, those reels, all of that stuff. You understand what I'm saying? If you got the album, if you got the merch, you know, let people know. Share it with your audiences. Share it with your family. Share it with your loved ones. You know what I'm saying? And let's continue to push this righteous narrative of hip-hop music. With that, I'm going to say peace and see you next week. I'm going to get that laugh down. That was at the end of that video. I was like, yeah, that was epic. One more time, happy born day. Y'all reach out to Coach Fendaka. Y'all know the God, Lord Jamar. Reach out to the God. You understand what I'm saying? Show them some love, and let them know. The Podcraft send you their love. You understand what I'm saying? And the saga continues. Peace.
Once upon a rhyme, after teaching, number 1, I trained the next godly elixir in the ways of the imperial bear style. This is his story.
Story of the Guardian, the General, Kill Ripken. Yeah, bear with me. The clock stopped when Father sparked my creation. After 9 months, I came out of hibernation. Circle 7 forms my constellation. Compile thoughts like a compilation. Peace, no confrontation. Envision victory, no misery. Strictly learning self. Health is wealth. DNA is antiquity. From Tripoli to Sicily, beyond infinity. Nobility, had angels celebrating my nativity. Born competent, confident, took every praise as a compliment. In the vast estate, I'm an occupant. Once owned slaves on the continent, that's my past life. I remember hard to gaslight. Loved as a cub, little black bear, they call me Makwa. Found truth in the heart chakra, 6th house realm watcher. Free as a furlough, bear in mind I'm a Virgo. Timid and shy, sparks fly like an inferno. Turn heads, never a turncoat. When I do business, give a firm quote. Earn dough, sipping Merlot. Accordingly, I represent God's authority. Compassionate, reliable, upright, morally, reportedly. They selling people hope, no warranty. Build and destroy, they really don't want war with me. In a habitat with hostile hearts, adapted to science and martial arts. Trained to go dart for dart, trying to my dojo. Solo, attack with 2 swords, Miyamoto. Mystic Miles and Mojo. Never fear y'all, one of my styles, bear claw, grizzly. Dismantle threats quickly, speak wrath of God certainly. Bear the load, ruled by Mercury. Teach a leader, knowing what my purpose be. Ability to keep fighting wounded, repair cells like Wolverine between material and unseen. Symbolize the consequence of disobedience. Elixir number 2, this the main ingredient. I keep feeding it. I call your bluff, though I run with killers at night. Sweet science, master the art of a wilderness life. Amongst lions and wolves, you know gorillas and hyenas. With fellas and misdemeanors, until when they subpoena. Intel makes me a creature of detail. Some pray we fell, the force too strong. We prevail.
Trained in the art of discipline. I left the young bear in the middle of the woods alone at night until its sounds and smells became that of home. Raised amongst bears who accepted him as one of their own. Kill learned their ways. In time, he would be ready to defend the land against foreign invaders seeking to colonize the vast Moorish estates.
Represent a rebirth, a resurrection, seek perfection. Care for my loved ones, no exception, I'm protection. Papa Bear, honored to be of service. Brute strength along with my size, big Mo's nervous. Patience, innocence, building inner strength. Link with the natives, no coincidence. Striving to keep my innocence. Enemies who plan my demise got dealt with. Kills a bull in a china shop, I can't help it. Turn greener than a Celtic. Berserko from gold hurt foes. Every day I grind, no stopping my workflow. 72 chambers if you brave enough enter. My style's chin out, no competition, I'm the winner. Break bones, rip joints and ligaments. 5 deadly blackamoors, militant, administrating due diligence. Once fought 5 foes of man, preventing them from snatching up the souls of man. Victims of a stolen land. Taught the tree of life by energy, to resonate lyrically, demonstrate spiritually and civically. Kills a mystery, witness my mythos, it's my story. Rhyme minister, got live wires to die for me. Play my position, my defense is 85 bears. Added to my arsenal, kicks, hats, and snares. No fear. Witness the bear, yeah.
After finding his own way through the forest to find the cavern of the immortal giant, he drank the potion, and the second godly elixir was reborn with enhanced abilities, derived from his training and time amongst the bears. With the lion and bear, it was time to take on number 3, the electrical Elohim. We are one step closer to defeating the owl-chemist and rescuing the calligrapher. There's so much I wish I could tell you now. But that is a priesthood tale for yet another day. Once upon a rhyme, many moons ago after the departure of the first two, I took on a very peculiar student. His name was Zodiac, and he studied electric eel style. This is his story, the legend of Zodiac, third godly elixir.
Hey yo, peep this summary with swords drawn like pains take their weapons kneel. Suddenly they water formed, they couldn't get their necks to heal. Gotta play the cards you're given, you won't get a better deal. Studying the water forms, training with electric eels. The master summoned me, I wore the form of the next Gabriel. Resurrected just to tell the people what this death revealed. Scuba good and Zupa feeding fish to the 7 seals. Pretty maidens, mermaids watch, told me
connect and feel, be one with the current.
And I was thinking about his breath to steal. Tasted the forbidden fruit underneath the sex appeal. Battling reflections in my thoughts that were never real. The master said,
you're God in the flesh. You think that death is real.
As a child, merry-go-round upon the heaven's wheel, I saw the Aquarius sign, formed by skipping rocks, cutting Capricorns by the serpents, by the rivers watch. Fell in love with Kung Fu styles inside the picture box. At the time, flock it down, Tommy, while I'm giving shock with Zulu. Water bend my arms like a pasta noodle. First, they will never see the harm, like a hostile poodle. Drawing loud weapons, that's the Glockadoodle. Got him cool, chocolate taekwondo, get smoked, that's a cocoa puff. My mind starts to open up. Ninjas hopping out of it, shadow boxes with my own doubts, my mind's clouded with. When they saw the light and both, they knew they were screwed. Nailed up to the crossfire, superhuman cause I ooze. Amazing for my pores. Faces of the Moor said I'd never seen moves that's as dangerous as yours. Plenty years training in the pool that was formed from electric tears raining. Brain hemispheres changing, cranes come to the lake first. Stumbling strange turf before the alien said,
you have to study the snake first.
I watched him kill a toe, suffocated his brain worse. Like Vishnu, his skin turned blue in the face smirk. Sure, neurotoxins made the blood in his veins burst. First time it scared me, caused the thunder to shake earth. Lightning in my nervous system struck me, it ain't hurt. I'm bathed in the power. Capricorn Luna, I was raised to the tower till a lightning bolt struck it. I could taste the nostalgia. Voices in my head every day getting louder. Switched my brain into alpha, meditated underwater as I sway like a flower. My dreaming, sitting inside a light tetrahedron, bright like a beacon every night in the evening. I watch the heavens circle to decipher the seasons. Deep spells only few ones knew. Tree of life leaves fell by the new ones grew. I cast mic checks 1, 2, 1, 2. I make swords out of words, it's the new kung fu. Deep wells is the new Sun Tzu. Tree of life leaves fell by the new ones grew. Electric Elohim style, y'all don't do kung fu. God of predictor, third godly elixir. The master summoned me and spoke in the rhyme.
There were more students before you. Listen, open your mind. There was the centipede, snake, the lizard, and the toad, the scorpion, the poison clan, but most of them went rogue.
Hypnotized by a dark owl that floats in the robe. His black smoke followed when his eyes open, they glow. They stare, froze time, it all turned cold as it slowed. Pretended to deceive you. He thought it was sure like it ended in the sea view that I mentioned in the preview.
It's him, his twin, I befriended, as a sea boo.
All was so dark it prevented him to see through. Circle in my eyes, swung a pendulum to ease you.
And whispered in my ears things I never would agree to.
Trained the 5 venoms who's the deadliest between you.
They stole and they pillaged, caused trouble for the righteous.
Gold from the villages, suffered in the crisis. They built a reputation, speaking trouble on devices.
Murder gang, thieving, people struggle over vices. So I teach you Tang Zu to teach your muscles how to fight this.
To resurrect the dead, grab the shovel for the lifeless. Lucky swore to the thought body minister. I made an antidote.
The 4 godly elixirs.
Cleaning up the message, stole all the literature. Tyranny went everywhere, they roam like Caligula. I found how to cure them in a cabin that was formed from a fallen giant's ribs. It was found in the sternum, and the amazed geniuses who walked around couldn't learn them.
In a fountain that revealed the powers of any person. Their Zodiac spirit animal behind the curtain.
Before rivers connected underground to obscure them, they went down to secure them, or was drowned to procure them. Traps placed hidden all around won't deter them. 1,000 angels' voices in the sound and the serum. Trained in the twister with my brains on the scripture. Laser point fixture, got him aiming for the trickster. My eyeballs curved to see the frame of the picture.
He gained his eel powers once he drank the elixir.
You need 3 others that could save the calligrapher. Underground sucking in the alchemist dungeon. Claim the whole story would end without his signature. They all wear the mask, the secret is in the stare. The eyes never lie, you can see it in the glare. Connect the 4 corners like the seasons in the square.
You'll need the gold panther, the phoenix, and the bear.
Old mind, ghost spies of the cuts will beware. The first get so much attention, people stuck as they stare. And it's raw-headed, the raw thoughts erupt in the flare. The second gain the altitude till it's up in the air. She could hear with just a touch, all your muscles prepared. While the bear was so strong, he crushed the despair. Build cities out of words that's constructed, repaired. While your shots from kill, they wake them up more aware. Now everyone's competing for the throne when it's just a chair. Bones of the undeclared and heads where it gets deep. We're walking toward the mountaintop and heads where it gets steep.
The alchemist looked just like his twin, different color. So he shapeshifted to appear like his brother. Made his feathers turn white, it took me years to discover.
The UFO circle, you could hear the discs hover. Figured it out, it was only a hunch. Making portals with his fist, it was only a punch. Chilling with the loneliest bunch of the loneliest monks. He was sitting meditating on the team he created. Inception at his best, every dream seems related. Mastering the weaponry, magic is a specialty. A time it developed into actual telepathy. Plans for recovering the tablets of their destiny. Golden discs holding every classic from the golden era. Then the program directors change it to a coding error. Stepping through the coral, electrical to snorkel. Then back to the present, all connected by the portal. To fight the alchemist, the exceptional immortals.
There they stood, at the edge of the portal, standing as one ready to embark upon another mysterious and incredible journey. But before we open that chapter, there is one more elixir we must drink before we are ready to face the alchemist. For after training number 3, there was one more godly elixir with a story like no other. But that, my friends, is a priesthood tale for yet another day.
Fire worshippers, Abraham followed Abraxas, Sax, priests, honorable and hollow word. Same word, sages of the ages, and prophets, Coptic, Gnostics, and apostles heard. And those sinning unfinished, now it's written in the ribbon, and held by 4 swallow birds. Beneath Abraxas practice, in the blackness, seance, each one of my classics. Burn a candle to Anu with bottled myrrh, and Quetzalcoatl and herbs. Preach the novel in the marble Ben Hur, a gold icon of Basilides of Alexandria. They sold to Italy from a palace out in Zambia. Stole from Sicily, Africa towers over Pangea. Amateur, reaching for my pleroma. Deep sleep in yoga. Psyches like the Pisces of Jonah. Tertullian, so I get the nutrients to come out of Nubian. I'm not talking about the ancient Natufians or hooligans when I'm putting out something new again. Let LF tell her death. Me, I'm an embellish on the angelic. Holding the mic like a relic. Last one left. Priest and purpose. Living footprints deep in the surface. Enough to be called a crater. Meditating in the Tibetan Hall in Asia. We all evolved from nature. The ink shooting out my pen like flaming balls hitting my paper. I grab the dark horns of archons and star forms. The bars drawn to give you Mars floors to walk on. Epiphanius, Arrhenius, Hippolytus. Sit by fire, different writers sniffing coke. Who's the most highest? Baptizer, Holy Ghost. Santa Morte, Phantom in all gray. Stands in the hallway, head of a ramp with hands on your grave. Purpose, let the chords play. Priest never had an off day. Never let my sword lay, so all pray. Work from the bottom like Noah. Meditate, I slip into a coma till I reach my pleroma. Play more Killah Priest. Play more Killah Priest. king of Dadanari, speaking wise words to Matani, dressed godly, the book of Proverbs I embody, student enrollment, my music's golden, with writtens that influence my opponent, I'm fluent when I'm flowing, the words from faculty to nurture, carved out in murder, priest rockin' cherry, that's from Persia, write rhymes using old English curses, like I'm from 685 BC circa, get off your knees, you know not what you worship, but salvation's for the merchants, black child of the Berbers, the ruler saw her dawn, write it in a book made of bronze, said like they pushing my creative palms, when I was born there was major storm, a black god in his greatest form, I'm what real rap listeners was waiting on, I mastered the 7 skills so I was taking long, then went back and got the 8, that's not in the book, it's not seen, not spoken, only true masters can relate, in this place, there's no time, no date, God says you have to rhyme to be great, Abanawa Shabbat Shemayim, a whole lion, like Gilgamesh and writing a scroll in Solar Zion, Ishtar in front of Urdu Malisi, sit on his throne easy, and write a poem weekly, priest in his own, my microphone become a species, all on its own, new chromosomes, Bones Marvel DC, my impact on rap, to free all the righteous people trapped, I'm overstanding, we under attack, Bismarcky music was godly, 82 they dropped Atari, 26 empty clips, John Gotti, Killah Priest hip hop version of Bob Marley, amongst the Ansars, Israelite Muslims and God bodies, now we got the whole taps, as far as deep, only priest flow is left, I took an oath to hold a set, the Ashur Ike in the writing, Holy Bible Genesis chapter 6, speak on the giants, our favorite anime, Attack on Titans, favorite boxer, Mike Tyson, when rhyming I miss the excitement, more, Killah Priest, golden, gold play more, Killah Priest, it's from around the way, shout out to all the DJs, stop the rhyme with the skills, Killah Priest keeps it real, you want it like that, so you got it like that, you want it like that, so you got it like that, Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 68, the black Jews to the 52 states, all those who relate, this is not up for debate, the stars form a hexagon shape, Metatron in the face, my body forms in the Babylon race, through megastorms electrons, made a heart pulsate, piece of Capadon, Ray Kwan and Ghostface, Islam is your faith, open Qurans beneath Ramadan dates, a Hittite king assassinated by a Syrian prince, a chronicle from the honorables recorded the event, also with the help and the blessings of a religious establishment, priest is the dragon in the trench, it's raining badly, I'm throwing daggers while I'm drenched, on the top of his palace, I scale down, looking through his windows, eating salad, holding the chalice, I'm moving silence, like smoke, you'll never taste the scope on your palate, who wanna hold their throat in a challenge, bleeding out trying to stop the blood, while I kneel on the prophet rug, shots blow through the window, snowflakes in my memento, gold plates, blindfold, tied up, pillowcase, foreign voice asking me for info, they fed me whiskey till I'm pickled, they hit me in the arm with the sickle, but I'm calm and official, alarms whistle, royal priesthood came with the game, save the Messiah, fire rain, Armageddon, the beast beheaded, we reign supreme, play more Killah Priest, play more Killah Priest, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, play more Killah Priest, play more Killah Priest, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, play more Killah Priest, play more Killah Priest, say the fake one, yo, you need some understanding, here we go, to learn the laws and commandments, cause we're learning, yo, city, our mind is gonna blame, not using our mind, we're not using our mind, we're losing it every day, you know what I mean, priesthood, we always seem distracted, I'm distracted, our magic always cause a reaction, when we're real magic, rap magic, you know what I mean, in the streets of the city, Brooklyn, Bronx, little solo gems, let's go. Hebrews always talk about reparation. I came here from another world. What we say? With just a hood on me, just a hood. It's a ooh, just a hood on me. date with summer. She said Leos have egos, but make great lovers. That's all that she knows. Ocean, white seagulls, sky turns purple. Virgo, on the sand with Merlot, her clothes off. Her skin so soft, it turned cold, wind from the north. Beneath the purple spinning sky, let me tell you about my twin, Jim and I. We were wet from the waves till our linen dried. Then the sun started to fade, thin in tides. It's all love, but I hate when women lie. She said she was just my summer fling. Wait till spring, she'll come again. She kissed me gently, I rubbed the winter hair. White as snow, we said cheers to our New Year's. Right in flows, the night is cold. Come here, put this jacket on. My dear, took some tongue cat, Ollie, and horny goat, Capricorn. It's getting late after dawn, let's make some passion porn. She said, wait, let me score them till the autumn. It's like a lake when we falling. Brown, orange, sound of birds calling. Don't beat around the bush, get to the point. Taurus, or envy poison. Left us a corpse in the cold. Scorpio, coffee in the loft with some weed roll. A kilo, fish scales, Pisces. Summer of love, sheer bliss. Reminisce, kiss and tell. Ocean, boat sails, big whales. Times I miss, she said, this is the season, let's take a picture. Aquarius, pouring out a heart. Take a chariot, like a cherry pick. Seasons, morning till it's dark, like Sophia the Caesar. She said I should never leave her. Thoughts are laying on her heavy. Libra, you be my angel, I'll be your leader. She looked back at me, don't be a jackass, Sag. Good thinking why you always stay mad. That's why we always bump heads. Aries, I used to drill it like a ram. Relationship got cancer. Sideways, held on things like a crab. Especially our past. But seasons are our destiny's last. Forever November 22. A stick of gum, pennies and glue. Loafers on sofas with you. Mocha, posters of us too. Seasons. Summer, winter, spring, fall. Seasons. All seasons. I love the seasons. The seasons. The seasons while we're here. The seasons while we're here. Seasons.
Yo, colleagues, equilibrium that mastered the gun style. My cell phone's own, called a pass with a sundown. But Aries answer saying he'll be back from a gun trial. Caught shooting the breeze in the back as the sun child. Leave but that's a phone to the side, but mine Jupiter. Capricorn answer with one ring to rule them all. Sun King Aquarius change can make you new it all. Taurus are the spokes in the wheel, they know who to call. Superman, rise to the occasion when the humans spoil a lonely child. Building sandcastles with the hands of time. Relax, meditate, stay home like the Cancer sign. Gemini 12, imagine I'm Peter Pan and mom, the pitter pattern of the brain drop rings in the grand design. Phantom of the amber shrine. Virgo things you can't combine, but it make the plans align. Leo under the camera time. Up the stage, I look up at the stars like they're fans of mine. Scorpio found treasure she ain't seeking, never plan to find. Fish up his footprints in the annals of the sands of time. Pisces footprints, 12 inches is a ruler. 12 signs, the ecliptic is a jeweler. Sag cross the spirit river in the physical maneuver. Aston Martini, take a sip of the Kaluba. God craft coming hoppers to the ship is our maneuver. The 4 seasons, I call them the 4 seas. 7 in the center, it calls me the 4 C's. I'm leaving bars behind like I walk through the doors free. So much self-esteem, I can walk through the walls, see? Message in the numbers, I met her in the summer. Hit after hit, I never guessed I was a drummer. Wrestled the Leviathan, my vessel is the lion's den. Moby Dictionary made these steppers out of hydra skin. I sat back, just watched the time spindler. Zodiac, Goldie, Optimus Prime Minister who climbed the sky ladder to rocket for my temperature. And once I reached the pinnacle, I got the perfect view. Sometimes I'm not even sure if I'm on earth with you. Be prepared when the seasons come. 4 creatures, 4 wheels that complete the one. 12 signs on the road, what will we become? In a race against time, who can beat the sun? Be prepared when the seasons come. 4 creatures, 4 wheels that complete the one. 12 signs on the road, what will we become? In a race against time, who can beat the sun?
Of the ages, ascension to the spheres of the ancient realms of the ages.
without years or data. Alpha and Omega, eternal light body. House is the quasar, attended to the feather gathering around the rings of Saturn, where the kings and queens look African. In the vesica, shape gate for the messenger. The boundless universe is in the plethora. I'm stretching up, initiated in the secrets of the deepness. The resurrector, mental projector. Words appear in burning letters. I wear the technicolor coat on my ghost. Soft energy as I float. Down my memories I see smoke. All planets yield to the mathematics. Organic and inorganic. 613 commandments for equality. One must knowledge the overstanding seen in panoramic. My solar body meets with the etheric body. Atmospheric rhythms, healing. I feel godly. Worlds above, curls my blood. Release every cell like my mind's hurled in drugs. Supreme alphabet, made me a king with the calculus. Maybe like a dream, I'm an alchemist. You leaving the gods of Egypt when you pass the Falcon test. Your final secret, find the mountain next. Walking through smoke, quoting speeches from Malcolm X. Holding the tablets of space. You haven't faced your greatest challenge yet. You have faith you're about to regret. Face to face with Russian roulette. A game of chess, you placed a bet. I'm making threats, finger flicking through the aces on the deck. A car race or a debate to see who's best. Savage heaven, strange universe, planet 7, grab your weapons, people from planet Earth, manic depression, alien religion, solar system prison, draconian spies, gene mixing, reptilian allies, Palladian skies, Nephilim size, the most high, indigenous tribes, the feds hats and bow ties, the lamb reflection in the crow's eyes, the son of man, resurrection and the bull rise for tides. Money, how many times I watch it go by? I must have been no more, about 4 or 5. My auntie caught the Holy Ghost. 10 white men, a slave while they hold a rope. The 70s, Ali did the rope of dope. 80s, Scarface put his nose to coke. To rap about the truth, that was my only hope. Catholics, Baphomets in the back of a bony pope. Took an oath to a stony goat. They said Jesus fed the thousands with a loaf. 5 breads and tuna fish. While Shiva fed millions with turmeric. Numerology, the Sumer myth of a super ship. Modern man in a computer chip. The fans don't understand how I keep doing this.
Stoic silence of the oldest island begin to thaw, replaced by a growing comfort from endless wars. A sense of openness from the hopelessness of night terrors and war-torn. A culture hit on the tree of roots, go down to hell, a vulture sits. Its fruits are strange, comfort is the enemy of change. That's Buddha slain, ostentatious displays of masculinity, master identity, clashes of chemistry, acts to ministry. They found ossuaries where Yasha was buried. Yale and Oxford is wealthy, that's where it's held in a box with the Steelies. Sensation-seeking journalists, selfish collectors, thieves and lit professors. Search for leads to hidden treasures, forbidden fruit that Adam and Eve bitten together. Seductive promise, corrupt the conscious, curse of the monstrous. A bomb nuclear launchers, dinosaurs extinct who instruct the comets. Destructive regardless, Buddha's twisted bamboo. The Messiah touch a carpet, unspoken tension permeated the air. The sun show us vision, made perfectly clear. The whole solar system, from days, months to years, casting net over our tranquil existence, joy and tears. The town's whispers grew louder, weaving tales of a particular king of power, deceived as well. hell. Conversation in hush tones spoke of a clandestine underworld. King Tut's bones, the son of hell. Gray smoke filled the air, creating a nostalgic atmosphere. Contentment, religious. In the quietude of recent years, a mysterious veil descended from the night upon the living. The sun dipped below the horizon. The streets took on a different shape altogether. Monopolizing luxury cars, sleek and expensive. Stealthy rolled through the winters. Criminal business with their wives and the fitness. Some took bribes, leads to a sentence. Some survived, codependent, now they co-defendants. Exposed to witness through hopes and contradictions. Cellmates, ex-cons in prisons. Killers with long convictions. Addicts with strong addictions. Badges, they draw depictions. Priest and mystic, listen. My book fell apart when I touched it. Its pages turned back to a papyrus, then went back to a tree, to a seed of a mustard. The master, manipulate matter, crystallizing Christ conscious, conjure up Dracula, the conqueror from Africa, underground like magma, scientific data, the here and the after, draconian dragon blood, stamina, stashing drugs, trafficker, merciless minister, massacre, poetically premised past the love, mountain ski with snow goons, over old tombs, reading the scrolls from old tombs, eating mushrooms, beat your skull with pro tools, show and prove the golden rules, priest and aspect at the address to the Aztecs. We pull out our rockets, double fuel. Enough respect, know when I rap the W.
They can't do it how I do it. Yo, I crack the algorithm on back. That's how I'm living. I'm past the competition. I stack. Count these digits of spiritual mathematician who's mastered the art of giving. Spasses know it's written in the stars and in the system and in the solar. Hey, yo, my ancestors told you. Listen to the sun and the stars, they will show you the way. It's a crater, he don't play. You don't say there's no pain, there's no gain, and there's no shame in my game. I take aim for these lames in the chain. I'm in my own lane and I stay claim to the chains that is me. And then the day came, I realized he's with me. That's why I'm moving high like I'm Dizzy Gillespie, getting busy, taking shots just like whiskey. Hella shots, but packing pistols is sacrificial. Raps hit his mark like a motherfucking missile. Got it, rolling with priests, we just ride it, thriving while everyone else there surviving. Got it, rolling with priests, we just riding and thriving while everyone else there surviving. Gotta get it how you live it, you live it how you get it, though. Don't think you do what I do it better, it's true. You can't move how I move or walk a mile in my shoes. Try to walk a mile in these moccasins, dog. Walk the walk and talk the talk, come on, align the body and chalk. No, they can't do what I do it better, it's true. It's true, man, it's true.
You roll with the funk, you can't fake it, kid.
Bringing exactly what the fans missing.
Because the groove is on.
Knowing that we now connected.
You roll with the funk, you can't fake it, kid.
Together we make stars, we are truly fly.
Represent to the fullest. Down with the other brothers, toe to toe. Down with the other brothers, toe to toe. Down with the other brothers, toe to toe.
Alchemy, a Priesthood Tale, narrated by James Zeal Thrones. Now this tale is a dark one, for without darkness there could be no light. In the beginning, there was darkness. Our story begins with the Black Owl, spreading his shadow like a blanket across humanity to give the world what he considered to be a well-deserved nap. And this is his lullaby.
Hey yo, his feathers dance in the breeze while his wings in the air flex. His talons drop bombs on the kings in the square hex. 97 degrees in the shade of a fair's necks. He swooped in like walking down invisible stair steps. The scared force once a sign of ink when they prayer checks. If not a guys that ain't never blinking the stare test. Nobody's home, but the security drone that sent the footage to his brother who was linked to the where yes. Searching for the priesthood, they searching for him. In a loop that kept repeating like the words in the hymn. Found his name in the rare text where angels compared bets. Or watching the affairs of men who bang over shared breath. Private meetings with the scam pikers overtaking thought. Shady deals on the periodic tablecloth. Angels lost seconds, broth drinking from their necks. Dark nights passing hell, passing else with passing yell. Run the house, come and golden ring on their ass chest. Contain souls, chest hairs, split into your chest hairs. Take your heart, put it in this crystal over chest theirs. Those who played them disappeared, crippled over death stairs. Quickly covered chest squares like women with their breast bare. He never lost the spirits, ran tripping over breath stairs. Giggles in the air left, talons blade the palisade, ripping through his spare vest. The physical is air dressed, but is he man of myth? Bullets singing, it's a fair test. They'll cut your arms off if you thinking a dead jest. And still he thought circles while I'm thinking it their best. He's trying to live on, the light in his ribs gone. Avoided death when he got tired, he switched forms. From way back, he was never like all the kids born. Him and his twin brother enjoying the red summer, trying to catch butterflies and skipping the wind flutter. They call him exhale, and his brother was in the hell, both in prison in the rib cage and stuck in the skin jail. The struggle won't end well, stuck under a thin veil. His brother was invited, they rejected him most. Never felt he was inspired by the heavenly host. His twin was so infallible, he could do no wrong. He caught his victories, mistakes, never choose to belong. His best friend became his shadow, brother grew in the dawn. While he preferred the night, hurt by light. Underneath the surface, like Pollux cast the Abel Cain. Owlet master made him train 1,000 hours with his twin, whether it was sun or rain. Going through a sudden change and went in his own route. He heard the voices trapped inside the center of stone shout. From overside of remnants, saw crystals and bones grout. He even grabbed the gnosis from the sphinxes with no snout. He only saw life through the lens of his own doubt. The color things wicked, it kept him on the outside like submarine liquid. Shadows fogging up his brain, another unforeseen visit in a sudden dream vivid. With a lion's raw move and the monkey's really ribbit. On a giant sunflower where the money bees pivot. Flowing through the spirit hood where the thuggish trees kicking, fighting with the presence. Still kept his head to the sky as he walked through the darkness, making destiny cry.
Always kept his head to the sky, walking through the darkness. Always kept his head to the sky, walking through the darkness. No, they can't see him walking through the darkness. No, they can't see him walking through the darkness.
Yo, the spirit in the body, it can never be killed. So the sound waves together in the melody quilt. Thoughts invade his mind tempers once the jealousy built. But still the Z of life flowers too healthy to will. Born 12 hours apart, only fate could explain. The opposition of the night and day weighed on his brain. The odd position of the sky array plainly explained. Of the polarized battle of the glow to strike shadow. Even broke the time shackles, who could fix the debris? His sand castles in his thoughts fall and drift in the sea. Flesh of weakened men struggle to resist the decree. As they lower self, slipped them an invisible key. With trick gnosis, he closed the eyelid of the tree. In the center of the earth and caused eclipses to be. It's why I needed Zod strikes to guard the wicked should flee. He seems invisible, yet only those with wisdom can see. Underneath the shell, studying the energy chi. The dark forces in his chart made his enemies be. Cause he felt the world order may have been to his knee. While his brother was the light to put it into his spree. Once he left somewhere, the people thought ignorantly. Cause their fear became power, he would grip as they plea. He thought about it every morning when he'd sip of his tea. Met a wizard who he paid to do his bidding to feed. He could have his brother's kingdom, everything that he owns. Both inherit vast lands plus a place on the throne. One day they caught him in the desert far away from his home. Man, the owl damaged foul, he was sinking alone. Fought back right before they turned his wings into stone. Disappeared in whirling wind to escape as he roamed. When he came for his payment, he been nicked in the deal. So we made him an owl too. Magic ripped through his shell. We vowed the world's nightmares, they would live to be real. Since the wounds on his spirit never lifted the hill. Pull it back, every fruit has a different appeal. Found the night, Albert Pike and Shadow lived through him. Though they end up in the ground of light, crystals in the crown of light. Light from 1,000 missiles wasn't bringing down the night. These dark shadows, they would roll in his brain without day. He would rule and control the terrain. rain. Could appear to be human, couple moments to change. When he ate the moonberries, he could hold it like frames for hours long. It sounded water dripping, made him insane. You turned rivers in the desert lands of saying could rain. You stabbed him with a blade before the wizard in the shop ran. A magic hourglass, he making pieces of a mosque's plan. Dome tip from crusting time, crystal in the rock sand. Tom couldn't kill him with the pistol in the clock hands until his grain vanished, disappearing like the Olmecs. They made a statue for him in the wilderness of Molech. Another sacrifice, fresh meat on the stove. The Scam Pike's yearly feast at Bohemian Grove. Him and his brother separated at birth. His mother passed while giving birth to him. They blamed him at first that his brother was a gift, but he came as a curse. Abused by an artificial priest, raised by the church. Killed later by Killah priest. All the angels dispersed, sent away by his father. He ain't know what to do. They reconnected in their teens first and nobody knew. Until the pieces form a picture clearly nobody drew. They still brothers though they paths ain't remain together. Meet each year one day at the temple, play chess and train together. Still sharp and still before text and symbols came together. Like drums playing made his bed in the sky. As he walked through the dark, he's making destiny cry.
Always kept his head to the sky, walking through the darkness. Always kept his head to the sky, walking through the darkness. No, no, they can't see him walking through the darkness. No, 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 they can't see him walking through the darkness. They can't see him walking through the darkness. They can't see him walking through the darkness. No, in the end, fate had its plan. No, in the end, fate had its plan. On his road to become.
As the royal priesthood went from one portal to another, seeking to vanquish the shadow, the dark owl walked into the darkness, becoming one with the void, in search of Now That, my friends, is a priesthood tale for another day.
The painter, brother's letter. I should cut my ear off like Van Gogh. Stop performing at the Klan shows. Watch myself from the audience. Play piano with lit candles. I mean, I'll still perform, but the thrill is gone. I don't feel as strong, maybe cause the will is torn. I clutch in a ball cause I'm sick to my gut. Then I brushed off the dust, stood up like I was touched by healing palms. I picked up my shield and 3 rocks as I'm hearing psalms. Know ye not that ye are gods? And I've been blocked by bouncers, overlooked by the announcers. I'm in the stand with the fans, which told me many of my album was like a counselor. They said songs like Then From Now, got them from then to now. Even deja vu, they said the old man was you. In the reoccurring nightmare, where you kept coming back around. I took a picture with him, then he showed me a picture of his daughter in a cap and gown. He said he put her through college because your words stood up for knowledge. Said to be honest, you like a prophet. I said stop it. He said what made you right before quarantine take us to Nebula in a rocket? I said it was just my journey to the planet of gods, our divine intervention. Just a mantra I said for the monsters in my head. Kept reliving, but we true and living. Like 3 supermen then, he said, who you kidding? That was a beautiful listening. Clan came on and music was hitting. They did 4th chamber while I talked to strangers about his divorce and child support papers. Got it restrained in court for his anger. On the cross cause of haters. As goes finish up with the black suede while it dawned. They look around, I'm not on. They search backstage and I'm gone. Much finish the set, play the next song. Play the next song.
Nobody would remember, he hardly was a member, but the gods was his avengers, with the bars always an inventor. From
kindergarten to jobs at the center. From the mini mart, parking cars for the winter. Kept a penny jar. What's the odds I get injured? Dreams of a football star was hindered. My lovers died, my brother's demise. My first son arrived in September. Virgo. No more pop locking like a turbo. Stopping in Stockton in my circles. Melanetza, love was eternal. Ancestors, embrace her. Soared in my dreams like Jacob. Wrestle with the devils before I wake up. Or was that an angel?
Freak out, yo!
Yeah, man. Man, say what up.
Huh?
Say what up.
Say what?
Say what's up. Man, you look like grandma.
Oh, are you looking at me now?
Tell them, no matter what you do, just do and stay true. No matter what you do, just do and stay true. No matter what you do, just do and stay true. The American saga, straight from the root.
Yeah, American saga, more like a tribal chief. 4 chambers in the heart, that's a Bible priest. It's the high cerebral spinal piece. Sword in the middle of the night, chest boxing him, a psychic thief. Smoking mirrors just to reflect, no, I'm too high to reach. Dirty, so I toss the last gun, say my final piece. Zodiac, last supper is the final feast. Got 1,000 MCs stuck inside my teeth. 5'9", got 50 cents like a half a bill. Went through my ghost stage, no, I don't need a mask to kill. Bust the capital, they yo, oh, that's a daffodil. Genius out the bottle, they can wish and never master skills. Sway the universe, let the mannequin still. Solar radio, Quando, rapping roundhouse kicks. God, you don't make you God. Woo sign with my wrist connected. Resurrected like I remixed the resurrected.
A spoonful of whole boy, spoonful of dope. Shorty choked on the opioid, going down his throat. His fam on his bed, start hoping he don't broke. Stop taking this hip hop culture for a joke.
Kiss the ring, kiss the ring. And I'll spare the life.
Born natives in the flesh with the hidden wings. I'm talking angles that connect, it's a different thing. We royal priesthood, we the wizard kings.
The most anticipated, kiss the ring. Scream the name out, breathe. Supreme, all real, kiss the ring.
We the royal priesthood, we the wizard kings.
Smacking seas, watch me scream your majesty.
She's not a raven, not a dove, and not a pelican. The immortalized phoenix, universal element. The throne holder with the flow that's most eloquent. Bringing the rebellion, the mothership propelling it. I'm nicer than they ever fathomed every time I'm doing this. My energy is like slicing an atom to its nucleus. Interstellar, surpassed astronomical. That's why my aura got a sparkle like a diamond do. Soaring through the sky, but I was born underground. Blood on the temple from the thorns in the crown. The 7th seal will open when the horn makes a sound. No time to mourn, you was born not to stick around. So start reflecting and atoning. I recollect the sectors I was known in, even long before the Greco-Roman. Time to bow and kiss the ring, you will respect the chosen. I won the battle before I select my next opponent. 6 million ways to die, they lied to the masses, but they never taught you how to rise up out the ashes. My intuition say we trapped inside a simulation, so I'm here to bring demolition to imitations. I dispel the pressure when I held the scepter, the luminescent, iridescent solar cell receptor. I rebelled and I refused to sell the elder treasure. Time to unify, rebel against the hell forever. Every word in the verse, you know it is Phoenix. Give the people rebirth like I'm growing a fetus. Say the truth with my chest like showing my cleavage. The mothership kiss the ring, cause we the ring leaders.
Burst in the energy that broke the curse. In a thirst for higher works, dispersed out your speaker box like Peter Tosh. Days balance equal, vernal equinox. High voltage, frequent shocks, outward charged particles. Flares bring more color than carnivals. Editorials, rhymes and written articles. Alkaline, my arsenal, I'm Canis Major. Others are marginal. Fez, brilliant red like a cardinal. Flourishing with other Moorish kings. Kiss the rings, mystic strings. Beyond intellect, holistic beings. Ecclesiastic, legendary like Atlantis. Reminded of divine protection, seeing a praying mantis. King Sharif on my throne, caliphate in the east. My influence increased from Greece to Mozambique. Crown jewel, laying new ground rules. Equal carre, my mind sparred in renowned schools. No parlay, gracious, build an oasis. Spacious, greatness, entire priesthood, traveling spaceships. Connect with lawmakers, Mahatmas, scholarly, those who know the truth about the Barbary. God's professor, private sector, peep the architecture. Tartarian, so on the microphone, a barbarian. Islam, Al Day and Bay. If we Voltron clans, we'll run circles round Satan like the photon band.
Jack fell down, broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. The black and brown came from the ground and filled the sun of the magma. I rap profound as a lounge so near in front of your master. From merry-go-rounds to burial grounds. I killed every one of you rappers. With my skills I can heal, but my tongue is disaster. The age seal is revealed in none of the chapters. Burn them on cheap wood. This royal priesthood. There's cavities and casualties wherever we stood. When I black out and see the bats route, I say things that make the cats crouch. Wings from my back sprout. Serpents coil. Anoint the head with virgin oil. Drip with olives. We sit in garments and spit astrology. Regardless, we goddess and goddesses. And thick as the dip with the garlic. But hard as the chip, that's smart, that's trick knowledge. Nah, we kick knowledge while eating salad in a big palace. The roof open and the sky show a rich harvest. The Bitterman man, the black who a thick target.
Hey, yo, musically I'm married to the group, that's a wedding band. Cycle Jordan rings like Thanos with the heavy hand. The ringleader, the electric lamb. I'm staring at the rings like a breast exam. I'm peering up the next cycle at the drug ring. Spirals in the dust ring. I made a campfire with the circle around the sun spring. I see rings in the flowers when the blossoms bloom. Like the onion rings out of supersonic boom. That's two holes in the middle of the BM. I seen rings in the middle of the tree limbs. Clothed in the gospel, the noble, apostle. I'm moving more circles than the O's in Morocco. My blow made the rocks blow. Killing sex traffickers, my flow freed the kids in the ring. From death massacre, priesthood vampire hunters arrest Dracula. Earth stage I rock, never left in the ground. But smoke till I'm so high up that heaven is down. 12 angels quickly circle me wherever I'm found. Morris headband leader, that's a heraldry crown. Lying no sort of omens, bodies lammed in the floor. Purple rings of cerebellum, see who answers the door. As I quickly throws, they bang the snow rings like the sound of sleeping, playing ring toss with my chakras over mountain peaks. Now's in the owl chief, ornaments around the reef, alkali, riding on the decibels around the streets. Brainstormers gather the star charters as every knee bends, kiss the rings of the Zod father. The Don Zada, in a sense, like the Nog Chomper, knowledge chomper, Kaharaja, squash him like a Kalabasa, Kali Lama, Dalai Lama lamp, Muhammad Ali Baba, uncontrolled voters. They all bowed down when we stood. Big flag, zigzag, Zodiac, Killah, Priesthood.
Scream the name out, royal priest. Leave the blood spilling in the street. King, supreme, all meal, kiss the ring. Scream the name out, royal priest. Leave the blood spilling in the street. King, supreme, all meal, kiss the ring.